Welcome to my brand new series. Step into the heart of Northumberland's countryside with me, Simulation for the Nation, where several generations of our family have farmed these fields for decades, passing down their knowledge across the rich tapestry of rural life from one generation to the next. Join us on this journey as we drive forward and navigate the challenges of modern farming. We'll bring you all the action, all the drama, and all the insights along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my farming life. And what a day to be welcoming you onto my farm. It's a beautiful June day. The sun is shining and we're going to get stuck on into a few different things today. But before we do that, welcome. Here we are. This is one of our two farms that we have in the family at the moment. There are three across all of the uncles and my family. However, they are only two of them are in our control right now. But welcome to Moore Farm. This is a beef farm, sheep farm primarily. We do have arable on here as well. We currently finish beef cattle. We have Angus cattle down here, and we've taken a lot of calves. We also breed our own as well, but we take on a lot of calves and finish them off to hit your supermarket shelves. And yeah, so we have around about 100 down here. And we have enough sheep to be a nuisance. And they're all tucked away down here. There's about 150 here. And there's plenty more over at the other farm as well, but they just keep on top of some of the grass here too. But they're looking pretty good. And yeah, like I say, beautiful day. We are going to do a few jobs today. We're going to take one of our workhorses up to the second farm. We're going to drop that tanker off there and pick up the mower actually today, which will be good. But yeah, otherwise everything is good. It is a time of the year where we're in between major jobs really. For example, we have our silage in. We got a contractor to come in and lift the silage for us. That's all done, and we're waiting. It's not as much as we would like to have seen, unfortunately, but the wasn't great growing conditions before first cut. Good news though, however, is the second cut is exploding, so that's gonna be really, really good. This is one of our fields that we'll get into fairly shortly. Over the course of the next few episodes, we'll give you a bit of a tour around some of the machinery that we have, and we'll be using various different bits and pieces, and some bits you can see around here. But that being said, a little bit of an overview there. Really, we do like to use we hold on to our tractors. We like to use our old machines, but then the key things are the implements on the back. Something that I was always told was that it's the implements on the back that make you your money. So we like to keep those nice and updated and refreshed where we can, but we try and hold on to our tractors for as long as possible. These ones don't owe us a single thing. They are in great nick, easy to maintain and update where you need to, and they don't have too many electronical issues that may go wrong. It's all mechanical still, and that's the theme for a lot of our tractors. Now, as we continue to go, and you know, there's projects in the long-term pipeline that might change our vision there a little bit, but for right now, that's not going to be a thing, and we will be keeping it as we are. So we're going to jump on into the Ford. This is a lovely little workhorse actually. Never skips a beat. Always so reliable for us here, so love to see it. And we'll just get ourselves into gear now. Like I say, we're going to go and take a little bit of a drive, and we'll go and have a look at some of the other farm and see what's going on up there before we're actually going to do a bit of mowing up there today, and we'll get ourselves going. But a little bit about the farm. There are 4 of us working the farm at the moment. There's myself, obviously. There is my dad. I have my uncle and my cousin as well. So they predominantly work up at the other end. And then my dad and I were down here, but that can change. We do move around. There's no it's a joint business here, so we don't stick to our own farms there. We work where the work's needed to be done, and we'll take it from there. But ultimately, it's a joint effort. Now, like I say, there is a third farm that's currently being rented out by my other uncle there, and when there is talk that whenever that lease expires, which is looking to be about a year and a half time, whenever that does expire, we'll review our business practice and see. And we've made a few changes in recent acquisitions of machinery to potentially accommodate that should we need to. So without saying too much more there, you'll probably see what that looks like actually over the course of the next couple of videos, but we'll take you along for that ride. We are going to be bringing in my dad, uncle, and cousin into some of these videos for conversations as well. They'll be around and about, and I think my dad's currently up at the other place now anyway. I'm not sure what he's doing up there, but we'll find out when we get there. It's not too far of a drive, about 5 miles-ish, give or take, so it's not too bad. A nice little jaunt up in the Ford. We do a lot of driving backwards and forwards between the two. That is the one thing about the geographical location of our farms. It's unavoidable, frankly. It's something we just have to do, and then we will tackle that. So it's Ideally, some of our machines would be great if they could be a little bit more rapid on the road there. We only have one machine with a 40k box. The rest of them are all in the 30s, but you know, there's a significant investment tied into that increase, so we will see. This is the local village of Baling. We do have quite a lot of bits and pieces tied into this village in terms of trade, so we're in and out here quite a lot. Spend far too much money on bits and pieces in that store, that's for sure. But yeah, nice quiet village. We work all the way around the outskirts of it. The farm that my uncle owns that is leased is currently just as that one over there. It's an arable farm really, so it's in close proximity should we ever get to that stage, but we'll be like I say, that's a long-term project. We have across the land down at this end here, we're looking in the region of about 200 acres, and then over up at the second farm that we're heading up to there now, South Healy, there's about another 200 acres there as well. So predominantly there's not too much arable work to keep us all going. I typically look after a lot of that these days, ever since I came back from school. And my cousin is big into his livestock work as well, so he spends a lot of time doing that, and my uncle and my dad do a little bit of whatever they need. That's the current plan, the work around there, and that just keeps us all going. I am thinking, and I'm trying to angle it with the committee, as I call them, which is all of those aforementioned relatives, that it's probably a good time for us to start thinking about branching out a little bit where we can. We have the machinery that we can do a lot of our own, with the exception of silage. We're very self-sufficient. We do wrap silage bales, but we don't do pit silage work because of the sheer cost of resources to do such a project. But we could quite easily do a bit of contract work here and there. There's a lot of land around this area, as you'll see, and it's an opportunity for us to maybe look into that as well. So we will, we're going to explore that opportunity a little bit more and see if anything comes up. Now this is Netherton, lovely little quaint village here. Not too many houses, a lot of old barn conversions in and around here as well, but very, very nice. We do try to avoid coming through here with anything too big, because as you can see, the road is quite tight. But we did, for this reason, as we noticed the trend in machines getting bigger and bigger there, we did actually install a farm track, which was an old estate track that we expanded, so you can get large equipment around the village without coming through it. But we're going to come up through here, over the little humpback bridge, and into South Healy we go. Nice long track away. Now this ford does flood quite often, so it's something to have to see. Really, like I say, that does help having that other route in though, because that bypasses the river as well. And in we go. So a lot of grassland around here as well. The main fields around the farm are predominantly grass. We are trying a few new crops in certain places. We will be walking through those decisions in a different video there where we can. Ooh, get up there. There you go. We've got a bowser full of water on the back here, which is why it's a bit sluggish. But what we'll do is bring some water up to the sheep here, because for some reason the water pipe's broken up here. So we just need to get this all filled up and make sure we're looking okay. That's a job for uncle and cousin to look into, I think. And then up here again, so you'll see we've got cattle up here again. There's his truck. I refer to Dad as Bungle. Don't ask why, it's a long outstanding name. So Bungle's here. We'll go and have a chat with him very shortly. There you go. Yeah, this is the pit that we were really suffering on from first cut. Grassland around here just did not grow well enough through the early spring before we cut it. But like I say, everything has grown gangbusters since then, so we should be in a good position to get a good amount of silage bales off the back of this as well. So that's what we're going to start with today. It is June still, so we'll get this knocked down where we can. Probably starting with some of the ground up here before we then think about getting some hay done later in the summer. But for right now, let's give these demons a little bit of water here. Keep them going. And then we're all set. Probably just drop this Bowser off here as well, actually, for now, because I don't think we need it. And I need to take the mower away with me anyway. Alright then. Lovely stuff. There's a good looking flock of sheep up here. We're looking at about, there's a little bit more up here, about 200 up here, give or take. So all in all, we have enough to be a nuisance, and they do okay for us. It's mainly just it's not a main flock or main line of income there, but it is supplementary for sure. We do have beef cattle up here as well. We have a cross up here of Limousine and Angus, and the idea is that we breed both Limousine and Limousine cross up here as well, so they're doing okay. And what we'll do with this lot up here is we do bring in beef cattle as well to finish. They'll be coming in early autumn is the plan, I do believe, usually, and then we can finish them off there and start to put them into the food chain somewhere around November, December through till right through till February. We like to try and see out 100 calves a year if we can, but you know, various factors have to come into play with that one. But we're just going to stop this, drop this tanker off in here. That stockyard that we will be inevitably and eventually, hopefully, filling up with silage bales rather than trailers. And around the corner we go. So that's going to be perfect. We'll just drop this here for now. It's likely going to move a few times anyway, but we'll have to get this all cleared out in the next few days, because ideally this will be full of bales. One would hope. The couple of fields around here, you can see everything you can see here belongs to us. This is our ground that we farm. This is obviously a bit of a grass field there. It's usually for grazing, but there's such a crop of grass on there now. It has kind of escaped any livestock, so we'll probably just get ourselves into there and make sure that's all looking good. Take a knock the top off that, but we will see. Now I'm going to eventually stick the mower onto here, but I think what we'll go and do is just have a chat with the old man, go and see where Bungle is, and see what's going on. Park this out here for now. He said he was up here somewhere. His truck's here, so he's doing something. Lord knows what that is or where he is. Bungle, where are you? Are you here? Hello, son. I am in here. Ah, there you are. What are you getting up to? Not much, just tinkering a little bit, waiting for your uncle to get back. Oh yeah, what you got planned? Well, we've got to start reviewing the plan for the Angus calves to arrive in a few months, you know. I was just actually saying about that. I'm recording today. We're back on with on the YouTube thing. Oh yeah, that's happening, is it? All right. Well, cracking stuff. What's happening with the Ford? What are you doing? Can I take this, or are you using it? No, I'm just going to finish up servicing it whilst we wait. There's a few more filters to go on. And we've got a bit of a problem with the air conditioning in here as well. Oh, well, I didn't notice that, but okay. Oh, well, cracking. What are you doing up here? Well, I need to come up and get the mower. I've just dropped off the water tanker for the sheep. And I'm going to put the mower on the back whilst there's not much else going on. And probably start knocking a bit of grass down, I think. Get going with that. Can't get on with anything else at the moment, I suppose. And the forecast doesn't look too bad. So we'll get cracking along with that one and probably knock a few acres down. You're not wrong. Probably best before the barley's fit, I suppose. Well, I was going to take this, but see, now you're still tinkering. And it's not quite ready. I think I'll probably just take the 78 then and get going with that and go and hook the mowers on. I reckon I probably best get going with it. Righto. You're starting up here or down at the moor? No, we'll probably start up here. I think we'll just go down towards the village there and behind the woods and get going over there, I reckon. Take all that down in those smaller fields, and then we'll see what we're looking like. At least that way we can get the yard all stacked up as well, and then we'll ship everything down to more farm and get going over there. Grand. You better get cracking then. I'll see you later. All right. Have fun. There's Bungle. Having a great day. All right. So, like I say, he and my uncle are going to get cracking along. They've got to start looking into cattle moving records and get everything shipped up ready for that, and decide who and how they're going to and how much they're going to buy in terms of the new stock. So this is one of our bigger workhorses, if you like. It's a Massey 3125. I blooming love this tractor. It's an absolute beast. There's a lot of the heavier cultivation work, and it's just ultimately a very nice machine to drive. So unfortunately, we're not going to use it today. It's a little bit, if you're doing small fields and a lot of quick turns, I find it a little bit numb on the mower there, so I'll use the smaller tractor for that. We'll just ship it out of the way for now. You'll have seen one of our other tractors. The fastest tractor we have in the fleet right now is the Ford 7740 that Bungle's doing something with, keeping himself entertained. So it'll leave us with this because the other machine is down at more farm and that's on the feeder wagon. But yeah, we will get our mower on the back here. As you can see, you know, we have relatively new equipment that we on the back of our tractors there, and we always prioritize the equipment that we use frequently. So a lot of grass work equipment there, some of the cultivation equipment as well. But mower is, by our standards, not very old at all, and we try and look after all our equipment as well and keep it in good shape. Stick it all together. Our most recent acquisition though was the combine, and that wasn't really out of choice. It was a little bit forced in terms of we used to have a TX34, and that met its end really. It was just beyond any economical repair in terms of old age and a lot of issues. So we just took the plunge. This one is from Germany and it's in great nick actually, and it was probably a little bit cheaper for us to buy it over there and bring it across here than it was to actually just buy one on the used market over here. So that is there, and there's a chance that we will be using it this year, but there's a chance that for the first year, I don't know how many, I might be piloting the combine. So that could be quite fun, but I'm sure I'll have to fight off the old man for a little spell or two. He'll probably want to have a go, which is fine. All right, we're just gonna sneak our way out of here. Nice and easily done. So the farm here is a little bit larger than down at Moore Farm there in terms of acreage, but probably by about 50 acres or so. We actually just took on some more land recently, which is on the other side of the road that we just came in on. And it's actually just over the other side of those trees there. I took on about another 45 acres there. And there is the potential, if we want it, and this is something that Bungle and Uncle are going to be discussing there now. There's a satellite cattle yard there if we want it to use for storing of extra cattle. Now, we'd have to rent that again. It's something we could do, and we haven't done it yet. But you know, if we choose to do it, that'll give us a lot more space. So it's something we need to think about, and we'll have to see how that pans out. But it's certainly it's on the list of discussion points, because yeah, that could really improve options there for us. However, we'll just give him a beep. He'll have fun there, I'm sure. He likes tinkering. Give him some projects there, especially when the weather starts to turn a bit south and it's you know, a lot of wet days. He and Uncle will spend a lot of time in the workshop there. Oh well, that's gone disastrously wrong. Can't even go over the grid there for the first time. Now we did use this already once this year, so it's all been sharpened up and greased up after we used it for the first cut through there. We predominantly do our own mowing. Because we have the mower here, but then we have a contractor comes in to lift the grass, because yeah, the cost of having to do that and the trailers you need and the speed in which they can do it, it's pointless us trying really. But anyway, yeah, we'll get ourselves jumped on down. We're going to start with this little meadow down here in the trees, and then we're going to go through this. There's a couple of woodland tracks that we're going to take and that we can get ourselves through and away with. All right, so we're just going to try and squeeze our way through. Take it slowly. There you go. So yeah, a few of our fields that once upon a time they were arable fields, but like this paddock down here, really, you spend more time turning around the combine than they do anything else. So it's just better keep it into grass and we can get it knocked down fairly easily. Take a little bit of maneuvering to get into the field, but we will do it and then we're away. We'll be wrapping everything up here, like I say. The aim is that I do want to get a good strong second cut done across both farms before we then turn it onto hay. We'll probably look to do about 100 acres of hay as well, because we do, like I say, have quite a number of sheep to keep fed up over the winter months. From a cattle's perspective there, because we are finishing them there, their rations do change throughout the year. We'll be predominantly on a mixed silage based ration. We're going to try a few different things as well in terms of growing our own maize if we can get a suitable field for it. Certainly something that we want to try. So we can avoid having to buy in too many of our inputs there and really, you know, and increase the profit margins a little bit there where possible. Anyway, let's get this one knocked down. Shut that gate. This is not a very big field, so it shouldn't take us too long to do it all. But let's have a look, see how we get on here, shall we? All right, and we are away and around. Let's get this first headland knocked out pretty quickly. You can see some of this grass has actually gone to head already, it looks like, so we could be a little bit late on this, but the good news is that the sun is shining whilst we're cutting this as well, so we should get some good good quality grass off it in the end. But we'll just have to keep ourselves going and see how it all looks here. Not the biggest field, like I say, this is barely the size of a football pitch, but yeah, every little helps. We've got a few bales off here anyway, I'm sure. And that'd be nice to have this one done, and we can move on, get a few of the other bigger fields done as well, and see what that looks like. Like I say, moving forward there, we'll be bringing you along for the ride there, just to show you what we get up to as a family, how that's going to work for us with the four of us cracking along there, and the trials and tribulations that we may see, and you know, and hopefully bringing you up to speed with all of those different issues throughout the calendar year, really. Let me know if you have any questions around the farm, or is there anything in particular you want to see as we keep cracking along through this. But we'll try and bring you the highs and inevitably some of the lows. Lows probably caused by me, let's be honest. But yeah, we'll see. But right now all we can do is just keep cracking along. The weather's been good for us after what was frankly a miserable spring. And yeah, we can only run with that, really. All right, just like that. That's the first field pretty much done. This gate here is falling apart. We need to have a look at putting a new one on there. It's not staying on the hinges properly, and also the bottom rung of it's absolutely shattered. So we'll have to look at changing that where we can. Now let's just creep out of here, and we're gonna go straight up here. Nicely done. This is the slightly wider track that we put in. This was designed, or originally a forest road. There is still a sawmill, but it used to be a lot larger operation in the village, and this was a track for them. But we widened it out there with a bit more stone, because this is where we can take the combine up and down without having to go over that bridge that we came over and through the village itself. So this allows us just to be a little bit more friendly to the villagers, and also just a bit ease so we can access this land. And then we didn't always have this land down here. These few fields we've added on over time, but yeah, good little extra amount. 2 good fields there, and they are actually looking pretty good for some winter oats there. They'll be starting to turn very soon. And then we've got these grass fields here that we'll be sticking into today. So there's a few small paddocks around here. This is 5 ashes over the road there as well, but we're going to start in here, I reckon. And we'll get this all knocked down. It's probably going to stay on the deck there for about a depending upon the weather tomorrow, maybe 2 days before we come in to bale this all up as well. So that should be good when we're ready to go. And then color unfolded, lovely stuff. This one, grass is not quite as big on this one, but it is thick. It's got a very good thick sward to it, so that should be fine. And it hasn't gone to head yet either, so we should see a really good increase. And then there's about 5 fields here that we'll get knocking along with, and then get this all taken care of. Cousin is there, just wrapping up the bale, as you can well tell. He's not got too much more to do before he's all done there, really. That field's probably the poorest of them all. But the rest of them have been pretty darn good. There's Uncle just looking after that, the straps on that trailer. Got a couple more to load up here, and then we're away up to the yard to get these all wrapped up. This is going to be the first load that we're really bringing back. Brought half a trailer load back before just to test a few things out. But this is the first one in any kind of earnest, really. So what we'll do is get one more loaded up on here, and then we should be all good, all being well. And then quite a few bales on here, to be honest. Not looking too bad at all. And yeah, hopefully that will continue through. We bought up the old telehandler from down at Moor Farm there. I drove this one up, and good lord, is it an unpleasant thing to have to drive up. It's not quick at all. It wasn't built for road work in any way, shape or form. However, let's just bring that one up to here. And we'll stick that there. We'll get this all wrapped up and strapped down. Bring this off. It is handy though having these. Oh no, you don't. Nearly lost you. That's the first one that nearly lost off the edge. It's handy having 2 loads on the go. Does really speed the job up. I mean, we just kind of, my dad's not here today, so it's just going to be cousin, uncle, and myself there, and it just allows us to get going a little bit more without having to, you know, interrupt the wrapping at the other end there. And that's what I'm going to be on for the most part today, is just sit there with the wrapper and just grind it along with that. So that's going to work well. We'll just sit you down there properly. That's better. All right, well, seems to be a bit of a farmer's meeting happening over there, so Lord knows what they're talking about, but we'll leave them to it. I'm gonna just drop this one over here now, because Uncle will be coming back for this very shortly. Leave that about there and knock you off. Yeah, it's a fine looking machine. We've looked after it as well as we can there, and we never really thought about increasing it or going for a new one. Oh, I need to put another bale on there. Let's get that one taken care of. If only because for the work that we're doing near the farm, between the two telehandlers there, it's more than enough for what we need there. So, but the more and more that we find ourselves splitting our time between 2 yards, the more this is becoming a little bit more relevant, really, and a little bit more useful and in demand. And I think it's going to be something that at one stage soon we might have to look at, in my opinion. But what we'll do is just swap this onto the other side. Let me get this one all loaded up. But yeah, I mean, it is slow if you're doing a lot of work in it. Good lord, is it slow, which is why we won't be doing the wrapping with this one, or we don't on either farm. We've got the Mat Pro up there, which in itself is not a new machine by any stretch, but it does a grand job for what we need of it. Okay, well that's on. That'll do. Got both the Fords on the go with the carton today, and I think Uncle's going to take the 78 there when he's done. I'm going to stick the straps on over here on the 77, and then we're all good. Alright, let's get this all done anyway. Oh, hello. How are we getting on?
Aye, not too bad. We've got a bit of an issue with the baler.
Oh, is that why you stopped, is it?
Yeah, the net wrap is sticking and won't feed consistently.
Can you still make a bale, or is it going to be a bit more serious than that?
He can still bale. It's just not a very tidy, neat bale when it comes out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
There's more grass here than I thought there would be.
No, there definitely is more grass. Yeah, I was surprised when I was mowing it down. Makes up for that first cut that we had anyway.
It sure does. We'll get your cousin to take the Massey to Baling for tomorrow when he's done.
Sounds good to me. You want to follow me up with the 78, and we'll take this up to the yard and we'll get these unloaded?
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. I'll get this one strapped down, and then if you want to just pull the 78 up, that's all strapped down anyway, and we'll get going. Perfect. First real mechanical issues for the baler. It's never ideal, but we'll get through it, I suppose. All right, well, he's got himself in ready to go already. That ground almost looks a bit soft over there. Let's hope it's not that bad. Okay, so we're on the way. Let's see how we get on here. So some heavy old bales here. We will get these all wrapped and stacked. We've wrapped up a few, like I said, with just more testing and samples. Cousin has that one little field through the gap here, which is actually the first one that we mowed down. He's got that to do, and he's left that to last because it's easiest one to get at, really. And good lord, was I hit a pothole there or something? Heavens. So he's left that one, and then he'll be on the woods down to Baling, down to Moor Farm, so we can, because yeah, Dad's down that way at the moment, cracking on with a bit of mowing. Oh, actually he's not, right? He's trying to get on with mowing, but he's got a load of other stuff to do, and until we finish up with the tractors, he won't be able to do any mowing anyway. So because we have the old case up here as well on the wrapper, so all systems go. But yeah, we'll get ourselves up here, we'll unleash the Mat Pro and see what we can get going with a little bit of wrapping here. We'll have to get the case fired up. I believe he's not right behind me, but he's somewhere. The 78 is probably feeling the grunt of the load up here, but we will get ourselves into position and we'll see how he's getting along. But yeah, we're going to stack everything over here so that we'll just get ourselves kind of around this corner and see what that's going to look like. And I think we'll stop the first one about here. All right, I think I just heard the roar of the 78 coming up, so we'll get out with the telehandler here. Let's just see what's happening. There he is. All right, into the faithful old map, bro. And let's go and have a quick see what Uncle needs to do. Well, you made up there just then.
Right, yeah. It puts the old girl through her paces a bit.
Yeah, seeing as there's just the two of us now, you want me to stay up here? I'll unload, wrap, and stack. And then you can just keep taking tractors down and load them up at the other end.
Sounds good to me. I'll load myself up down there until your cousin gets back.
Perfect. All right, well, the first one's kind of in position for where I want to get it so I can unload easily. So if you want to stick the 7810 behind that one once we free up a bit more space, that'll be grand, and we'll work from there.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. All right, so I also need to go and just start up the case. Hope it's definitely, I've left myself enough space to get through here. Guess we'll find out. No, we have to move that one forward as well. Actually, you know what? We can squeeze through there. There you go. Wonderful stuff. The mighty case. This is the probably one track that I haven't seen too much of actually so far. This is our lovely 956. It's in great nick. It doesn't do too much apart from pull the feeder wagon up here. That's why it's on this, because it's the wagon was up here already. We had to bring it up. But it's loud. It is loud. I won't lie. And we're going to leave that to do its thing. Engage it there. So we should be looking good. All right. So yeah, that'll be... It does smoke a little bit. It is a smoker. So we have to keep an eye on it. But it's, you know, it doesn't owe us anything. Like I've said with a lot of our tractors there, none of them owe us anything. They're all just ready and set. So that's great. And hopefully that's how it will continue as well. But what we'll do, we're going to keep stacking them in here. As you can see, we've got 4 done. It's a bit of a test I did earlier on. Yeah, we should be looking okay then. So just get that unloaded. Let's get this one cleared away first. And then we'll see just how we get going with this. Oh, barely got to hold that one, but it's on. That's the main thing. Stick this one over here somewhere for now. Looks like I'm about to lose it as well, actually. That's not ideal. Alright, that's on. And then we can just get cracking here, all being well. A little bit of awkward space in here to kind of move around. Again, another reason why we use this telehandler, not the old load all day, because that's just too numb. This one is a bit bigger, yes, but it will get us through there without too many concerns. Alright, there we go. Nicely does it. And we'll be on. Now, like I say, this is our second cut really here, so there will be more coming, no doubt. We'll see. Aim will be first to do a get ourselves a third cut in here at some stage or other. We do want to get some more hay though. We do need to feed quite a few sheep with our hay, so that will be something we'll have to look into at some stage. But we will just continue to see what this season does for us. So far, harvest is, well, late spring, early summer has been okay. It was pretty unkind to us to begin with the lack of good growing weather early spring. But right now, you know, it's not doing too badly. So if it continues like that, then we'll be golden. And you should get another good crop off here anyway. There's a few more fields up here that we haven't cut yet. One over the ford. And then, well, behind us really, in the pasture there. That's going to get knocked down at some stage or other as well. So there's plenty for us to keep going at. We just need to... get the rest of the stuff done over at Moore Farm as well first, and then we'll come back up and get this all done, which is the plan for us here really. Yeah, this is all going relatively well. I was surprised at how much grass we got off that first cut, or the first lot of the second cut there, to be honest, given what the first cut looked like and how much of a travesty that was. This has turned out to be okay. Alright, this is not going to sit on here very well at this angle, but we'll hope for the best. While that's loading up, I'm going to just get another one, try and speed this operation up a little bit here where we can. Lots of bales to get through here today. Uncle's just sitting there quietly. What a champ. All right, we've got it, but not very well. We might have to pick that one up again. Oh, it's rolled back in, fortunately. All right, well, we're going to have a little bit of a fiddle around, I think, see if we can get a bit more space to this situation somewhere. But yeah, we'll see how we get on with that. That was a bit close to the wrapper where that one fell. But okay. We're making some progress. Anyway, there's a lot for us to get through here. Like I say, we will be just a 1-2 man job here for the time being. But we'll crack through a little bit more, and then we'll come back to you when we made a little bit more of an update. Well, all right then. Uncle has nicked off with the 77, and we'll swing this into position. And yeah, start to unload this. It's starting to get a bit dusky this evening already. Time does fly, and we'll have to see how we get on with this one and get this unloaded. But we'll get that next trail load up there. It's gonna be a late evening at this rate because we can't really stop until we get all of this lot done. So that's just what it's gonna be. Busy old evening on the wrapping, which I don't mind too much. Best to get it done. So we'll just try and shift this one first if we can, and then get going. They're wrapping quite well, nice and tight at the moment. Good looking straight bale. That Welger bale of ours does make a very nice bale. I do like it. It's getting on a bit, but hopefully whatever issues cousin was having, he's been able to resolve, because we could do without that being an issue just as we start into harvest there. A lot of hay and straw to make with that still, so we can only hope. All right, well, what we'll do is just keep going. Let's say we will get this all wrapped up. We'll be going 3 high, which I'll probably start doing very shortly here, actually, once we are all set and all good. Easy does it. There you go. All right, and so yeah, we can start getting we'll get this next bottom row in, then we'll go up a level, and yeah, we should have it all filled up nice and easily. Coming into Baling, it's going to be a busy afternoon, and I'm delighted to have you alongside me because we are all systems go. Oh, you ran over a pedestrian. We are going to start harvest today. It is time for us to get into the barley. We're also baling hay, and my cousin and uncle are flat at it, raking up and baling over at more farm as we get up to it here as well. So there's lots going on today, but the time has come. We couldn't wait any longer. We've had a good couple of weeks of nice sunny weather. So it's time to get cracking with a bit of the barley harvest. So we're taking the trusty 956 with a grain trailer from South Healy. We're bringing that down. And then we're going to do a bit of driving around. Going to take Bungle back up to South Healy with myself in the Land Rover so we can bring the combine down. First outing for that for me on the road, which is going to be fun. But yeah, we need to get on with it. So lots to do. Lots and lots to do, which is going to be great. Really looking forward to this. It's been a while coming. We've had that combine in the shed for quite some time now. But yeah, it's all about time that we got going with it, really, which is great. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna swing this tractor and trailer out the way somewhere. Oh, there's a chicken on the loose. Good lord. But yeah, you can see baling is going well. There's Uncle in the 7810. He is cracking along with a little bit of raking up, and of course cousin is just doing what he likes to do in his baler. He doesn't like to do much in terms of tractor driving work. He gets a bit bored by it, prefers to be with livestock, but he loves to bale. Why, I don't know, but that's just him. That's what he'll do. So we'll leave him to do it there. I'm just gonna stick this out of the way because we will be coming back through here soon. Okay, we'll leave that there for now. Make sure that's in neutral, and we're away. All right, so yeah, we've got a few fields to bale around here. We're cracking on doing them all really around here. Everything that is ready to go is, we're not cutting any more silage here for second cut, at least, because we've got a pit full, whereas South Healy we didn't, so that's why. Looks like he's just cracking along with the headlands there. So yeah, we're going to do everything here that we can. There's 1, 2, 3 fields knocked down at the moment that will go into on into our hay, and we'll fill up the hay shed here. And then there's still a bit more up at South Healy we can do as well. And what we've cut down as well, we're going to leave for a little bit. Might have a bit of slurry that we can get onto that ground as well. And we can begin to get a hay crop done there. And it's still early. We're still in July, so there's plenty of time to get a third cut off here. But this is the field we're going to be coming on into, and we will be cracking along with this fairly soon. Now, look at that tractor, by the way. Just absolutely superb. It sounded incredible. We're going to be coming over into here. We are in a feed variety of winter barley here, and we're going to be bringing this in. We take the straw off this, but we're going to be bringing this in, and it's going to go into animal feed, I think. We've got a couple of varieties that we have, which will go hopefully for flour, but these ones here are going into animal feed probably. And this one actually is 14.5%. It was either going to be this field, is imaginatively called tree field, because there's a tree in the middle of it, and the other field at the elbow, which is on the other side of the road there, they were the two which were nearest ready. That was actually at 19%. So we'll crack on with this one first. I'm a little bit concerned about the very far corner because it's quite shaded over there from the trees, but that's by the by. We'll get onto that one anyway. But moisture meter does not lie. It's at 14 and a bit percent there, so it's time for us to get going. Looks like Uncle's finished over there, and then he's got one more field to go at over the back of the barns over there. And then, all being well, he'll be jumping on to do a bit of grain carting for us. Now, what I need to do is find where Bungle's gone. He's tinkering again in the workshop over here. So I'm going to jump on into the Land Rover, and we'll go and seek him. And then we're off to go and bring back the combine, which should be rather exciting. So he's around the corner here somewhere. We will go and find the man, and then we can get ourselves ready to go. That muck needs to be carted out there. That's probably going to go onto the stubble when we get these fields cut down, I reckon. But we need to get onto that one. All right, give this a beep. Well, we are going to get ourselves on up to South Healy now. We've got a combine to escort back down, and it's time for us to get going. Bungle is in the Land Rover with me here. This must be one of the earliest times that we've got going in recent memory, is it there? Aye, well, we're normally a few weeks later than this. Like, shows what a good couple of sunny weeks will do for you. What's the earliest that you can ever remember going? Oh, well, a long time ago, we started once on July 2nd, 1973 it was, with a class Mercator. Your granddad used to drive that back in the day. But a lot has changed since then. Yeah, no kidding. That's probably about a week, 10 days earlier than when we were going today. So, yeah, it's, you know, a little bit earlier. No, we're still pretty early for up here, though. Usually a lot later than this, that's for sure. Yeah, I think we are. We're going to have a lot of people talking. It's nice to be a front runner here. There aren't too many other folks going. So it'll be nice to be front of the queue at the grain store there for once. Aye, well, hopefully. Fingers crossed, you know. It's always a bit slow there anyway. Yeah, well, hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. We're going to drive through this way up to the store, up to the old farmyard, but we won't come back down this way with the combine. That bridge we've just gone over is too tight. The combine won't even get close to it. So we'll go up this way anyway. And then we can get ourselves all set up, ready to go. As I raced up here. I don't really get to go up here in the Landy too much there, so it's great. We've got the combine and the header trailer out, so we'll go and get the Land Rover parked up, and we should be good to get cracking. All right, so just drop Bungle off there now. He's playing with us forward like he likes to do. We'll just go and swing this around the corner, and then we'll be good to go. All the bales are stacked up there from the other week. They're all looking good. Could do with a few more. There's still plenty of time to get another cut though, so that'll be fine. We'll just stick this truck here as well next to Uncle's. Grand. All right, so it's combine time. This is gonna be exciting. I've not driven this anywhere yet. Let's just shut that door. And we'll shut this one as well. Cattle have all been fed up here. Looking good. They need to clean out soon as well, and a bit of straw actually. But yeah, so Bungle's gonna get himself away with that one, and then the beauty of the combine. We can shut this now as well. We don't need in here. Here she is, the new to us TX66. The first season we're going to be going with her. It's still an old machine by modern day standards, but it's an absolute cracker for us. It does exactly what we need, and it's probably a bit too big for us as well at this stage. But as I mentioned in the previous video there, it does give us the opportunity to expand and take on a little bit more acreage where we need to. So that's exactly what we hope to do. But yeah, we're going to get ourselves into this. It needs a bit of a touch up in places. Steps are all worn through there and bits of paint here and there, but otherwise it's not all bad. I'm just going to go and see Bungle first and make sure we're all set here. All right. Right then, are you going to go down over the ford and then meet me at the village if I go the long way around? Is that going to work? Aye, sounds good to me. Perfect. Well, I will go ahead then now. It's going to take me a bit longer to get through and around about, and then I'll look out for you at the village there, and then you're going to go ahead and me down towards Belem. We should be good. Aye, no bother. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so let the games begin, I would say. We are just going to get ourselves into here. Okay. All right, we'll just get some beacons on, put the lights on as well. Just let us tick through for a moment or two. All right, and then we will take ourselves onwards. We're going to scoot on down. Like I say, we're not going to go over that ford. We'll go the other way around. The road that there was always a track there, but we're going to expand it a little bit. And we're going to make it, well, we did expand it. We made it more suitable for our needs. And so away we go. We should be able to squeeze over the old cattle grid there. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. There you go. Now, this track was not designed for this combine, so we're just going to take a little bit wider and cut the corners, because I am quite wide here with the edge of my wheels. And I also can't see them. And the last thing I want to do when harvest is upon us is to start putting sheep fencing back up again. So I don't like doing that at the best of times. So we will not be going too aggressively down there. And like I say, we'll just cut through this cattle grid too. Just gently does it. Gently does it. Through that side. That side. Perfect. Alright, well. And what we're going to do is just try and scoot around here where it's a little bit wider. And it just gives us the opportunity. Oh, there's some deer there as well. There you go. We're up and away. You'd never get through the village with anything wider, bigger or wider than this combine anyway. So it's good for us to be able to take our time. And, you know, it's a little bit easier. It gets us access to these fields that we took on not so long ago. And this was, like I say, a forestry track. And there is a quarry down here as well, which they were using as well frequently. So we were able to get the stone straight from there as well. And just makes it a little bit more manageable, really, without having to cause too much distress in the village there or cause any potential damage with big kit. But yeah, there's a quarry down there, which is still active. But we will go over here. And we'll turn left, we'll go through the village. We still have to cut over that other humpback bridge there, but we'll do that, and then we can get a... we're just going to wait here, actually, to see Bungle come through, and then we'll follow him out. I've got to get out, though, and I've got to go and open this gate. Oh, look at it. Isn't it just a beaut? Isn't it an absolute beaut there? All right, so... we'll get ourselves away once we see him coming. We're just going to cut that corner there. We'll leave that gate for now. We'll be coming back through here on a few occasions, and we'll just be a little bit of an antisocial farmer, and we're going to wait here for a second. Because we are going to have to swing a right and go over that bridge there. This is all, and you can see why we didn't go to the right. Oh, there he is as well. Look at him coming through. The timing on that. So we'll let him swing around that corner, and then we will follow, and he can kind of be my escort ahead of me there. There he goes. This good lord, is that going to be... breathe in, this is going to be a tight one. Whoop. Oh. All right. We're away. And we are off, and he is escorting me as well, so I can take that a little bit easier. It's always better to have the tractor out in front there, just to give us a little bit of a respite and a bit of a warning. Sometimes I'll have mother do it, and she doesn't like doing it too much though, so where we can, we'll just use us. And like I say, he's going to drop this off, going to help me get going, and then he's going to swing on back to go and get the other trailer, which is at South Ely there. I'll have the one trailer to get me going. My only concern today is that there's a few other farmers going in the area, and there's only going to be more going as the day goes on because it's such a nice day. So only concern is that oh, too many lights on there, is that the queues do get quite bad at that grain dry, so we want to make sure that that's not the case. So we'll have to see, and if it is, then that might hold us up a little bit, but we'll see how we go. He is taking his sweet time though. I know you want to be careful with that header on that trailer, but good lord. But we will get cracking through here, and a lot of grass still around to be cut. A lot of corn to be cut in places though as well. Like I say, the grain dryer that we use and we're members of are a large grain dryer for a grain services for this county really. So there's people coming from all over. So when that starts to get busy, you do know about it. But yeah, it's the easiest way. We don't have handling facilities really on our farms. My uncle's farm over there does. There's a big grain shed down there, but the tenant who currently has that land is rightly using that, so not something that we can get involved with too much. But it is what it is. We'll just get this big old bumblebee across, and then we should be good to go. Quiet today in Baling though, which is handy. The last thing we want is for it to be a busy old day or the school run or something. Oh, a deer around at the minute. All right, and so up we go, and then let's get ourselves in. There might be someone behind, I'm not sure. Anyway, we are through. This is where it's handy as well. Cyclists or single lane tracks here with cars coming around blind bends, always good to have an escort ahead of you. There you go. Ooh, that's a bit bumpy. Alright. Oh, Uncle's moved fields by the looks of things. He's getting himself cracking doing something. That wouldn't take too long, and then when he's finished that one, like I say, I've got a tractor driver there for a grain cart, which is handy. And then all being well, we should have cousin into there soon as well, and we'll get that field done and dusted. Let's watch that pylon get a bit wider there. Excellent stuff. Now, this track that we're going to go up is quite tight. There is a second way we could have gone into this field, but we're going to try and get through because it's easier to get ourselves set up from the first way. And I just hope that it won't be too crazy tight, but we'll see. We will see. We'll just scoot our way into here. And alright, we'll just take a second here, I think. I'm gonna get bungalow set up. Oh, that doesn't look good. He looks like he's stopped there. Oh, yeah, I wonder what's yeah, it looks good when there's nothing happening, no movement, and the back's up, but I'm sure we'll find out when we need to. But I need to pay attention. The shed here is a little close and a little tight. Let's just make sure we're not gonna... The shed's old, but it can still cause damage to my new to us combine. Around we go there. I feel like we have to go forward a little bit more and then slowly get on the turn. Oh Lord, is that tight there? I left the beacon on, of course I did. Okay, well, through we go. Another little tight bit here, gotta breathe in ever so slightly. Get these trees cut down or trimmed at one point or another. Look at him. He's a good old man, his bungalow. Look at him set up perfectly. All right then. Turn my lights off, turn that off. We'll get ourselves through this gate. And then we're all set to go, really. We'll get ourselves hooked up. Ooh, that's just a tight one through there. Alright, and then we go. Alright, look at that. What would you know? We are good. We are good to go there. So, what I'm going to do is just check over the last few things. Have a quick chat with Bungle, get this all hooked up. And then we'll figure out and devise the rest of the plan for us there, I think. Well, combine is all hooked up. We're gonna just get me in and then we'll slip this header trailer up out of the way. Good looking crop. It's a clean crop. It's pretty dense actually as well. A lot of straw in here, which is what we always like to see. We will be baling up as much as we can. And the combine is ready to go. So we shall very much get ourselves in and away. and see how this TX runs for us. What I'm probably going to do is just send it down this way first, I think, just to clear a bit of space so we can get the tractors in and turn around with the trailers on, and then we can get the rest of the headlands all cleared up there. That will work for me. Okie dokie then. So let's just do a bit of that. Always like to do a quick little sample first. Seems like it's looking good. Seems like it's sounding good. All right, we're good there. Let's just raise up the rear ever so slightly, and we, ladies and gentlemen, are good to start combining for 2023. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Just miss those weeds where we can. I don't want to take too many of those with me. Don't get paid for weed seeds. Oh no, all right, we're in. Wonderful stuff. So, let's just try and get ourselves in and away. What I'll probably do is take a beeline straight down the side there. And then we can get these turned around. And we should be looking rather good, one would hope. Okay, we'll just go all the way down like that. And then I'll turn around and come back up and get that bit next to the hedge. That bit down in the far dip there, I might not go right the way up to the hedge there, but we'll see what it's looking like when it comes to the combine. Just to see if we can, if it's not too bad. But yeah, we're going. It's good to be going there. We have quite a bit to do by our own standards, but you know, that's something that I'm really looking to increase anyway there. So we should see that continue to increase and increase and increase, which I hope we do. But it's so much better being in a combine like this. Our previous combine was a TX34 New Holland, and that was noisy. All the noise before that was an 8080 as well, New Holland, so that was even noisier, and you knew you'd been in that for a day. This is by no means brand new, like I mentioned, but it's new to us, and it's noticeably quieter as well, so that's awesome. All right, let's get ourselves back here a little bit. We'll try and cut our way in so we have some space to turn around here. In we go. Yeah, so you can see there's a little bit of, it's not looking too bad over there actually. It's not too shaded. It's just sometimes been a little bit green in that corner still, a little bit later. So we might just leave that for until the end, but we'll see. But anyway, let's get ourselves turned a little bit. We'll get that strip up the side done here. Try and make it as friendly for the baler man as possible, because if I don't, he will let me know about it. Without getting all of that in, we'll just stop there, I think. And the wildlife can get the rest of that. Not putting the bush through the combine. Alright, perfect stuff. And then that'll give the trailers somewhere to park, and that'll give me somewhere to get moving on with as well. So we will get this all turned around, and then we can even get ourselves set up and away. But there's plenty for us to work out here today. Once this field's done, like I say, I would imagine the field that we know as the elbows over the road, that'll be done. And I'll be able to get into that one as well. And then we can really make some headway. But I'm going to get past here before Bungle starts to do his thing. There we go. And then we'll just take off this here as well. Alright, superb then. Now what I'm going to do is probably just get up to... Yeah, once we got stuff out the gateway there, we'll stop out there. And I'm going to just pull that other trailer down, because I don't know how long my uncle's going to be. So we'll stop this here, and we'll go and get that trailer down and get Bungle away. Alright, so Bungle's all moved around, disconnected. He's going to leave. Without me knocking into him. Good lord, or me getting run over. I'm going to bring that case in. We'll just get that parked up. And then we are... Well, we're good to get combine in. Cousin still hasn't moved, which is interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there at all, but as far as I'm concerned right now, I will just get this over and then we can get going. Turn that beacon off as well whilst I remember. And okie dokie then. So yeah, between Bungle and my uncle there, they will just keep all this these tractors going. Hopefully 2 should be enough for us to get enough turnaround here. I mean, we'll only time will tell, I suppose. You know what, I'll leave that about there for now. Can fill up there nice and easily, and then yeah, we're good to go. So we will get ourselves in, and yeah, let's get these headlands knocked off here and see if we can get a little bit more space to get some elbow room into here, really. You know what, so far it seems to be pretty good coming through here, which is handy. Not too wet at all, not too green in the base. So we've I took a plunge with it and we're going, and hopefully I've just had my 3/4 full, I think, chime going off there, so we'll get to the end here, and then you know what, we'll just probably see what we're like. But main thing is that we made it all the way around, which is good. And there's the tractor up there anyway, so we'll just keep on going, and then we'll be laughing. That kind of clears up this whole end. We'll do 4 headlands, I think, just until I figure out. It's a 20-foot cut, so we might get away with 3, but I'm always just doing 4 anyway, so we'll stick with 4, and then we should be good. But we're doing all right. We're doing all right. That tractor, the 956 on a grain cart, is both a delight and torturous. It's the first few runs are pretty fun because it's loud, it snorts a little bit when you're driving it, and then the novelty wears off after a little while and you're stuck in it, and it's 30k box, so it's not rapid by any stretch at all, and you really start to notice it after a while. So it's I mean, we've only got one 40k tractor at the minute, so we're kind of stuck, but it'll do its job, it'll be fine. And it's you know, the Massey's doing would be not too different anyway, so we'll have to just keep cracking along with it as it is. But let's just stop there. And then whilst we're here as well, we'll just get this unloaded. All right, that's all done. Get that closed, and then we're gonna spin ourselves around here and get going. Oh, that looks good. That's always a sign of a strong day when the local fitter comes out. Wonderful news. That looks like there's gonna be not too much hay bale for a little bit. Have to find out what Cuz has done there. Let's have a look, see, shall we? We got radios on here. Let me see if this is all turned on and see if he's actually listening to it or not. Cuz, what have you done? You been too rough with that baler again? Ah, yes. That issue we had with the hay, with the wrapping.
Yes. That issue we had in the hay with the net wrapping. Turned out it was a bearing on the net feeder, and that bearing is now destroyed.
Ah, doesn't sound too ideal. Can that fitter guy get that replaced? Has he brought one along?
Hope so. He just needs to wangle the wrecked bearing out first. Don't think I'll be baling for a while.
Well, all joking aside, that's the first issue that we've had with that baler in a while, so I guess we can be lucky in that respect, can't we? I mean, it must have been several years now.
Yeah. And hopefully the last... Barley seems to be coming off well.
Yeah, you know what? So far, so good. I can't complain. It's coming in well, nice and dry, 14 and a bit %. So yeah, looking very, very good. Very happy with it. Hopefully yields will match my enthusiasm as well. My only concern with it as well will be what this dry queue looks like. See if we can get these tractors going soon.
Come to think of it, I haven't seen Bungle return in a bit.
No, he's just going to get the other trailer. He'll be down soon. Then Uncle will be in here to get going with it as well. He'll be taking 956, I think. Alright, so I do think that sooner rather than later we should be all good to go with another load. Uncle will be finishing up there, I think, now, so we'll get this done, we'll fill up, and we'll come back to you with a bit of a report in as we get going through here. Well, there he goes. I just had a quick chat with Uncle. He is away. Look at the smoke coming out of that thing. Oh, oh. Good lord. Anyway, he's off. We'll see how we can get on with if as long as the fitter can do his thing, then hopefully we can get ourselves going. But anyway, back on for me, and we will get the shot. No sign of bungle yet, but we will. I am pretty much empty, which is fine, so we can get at least another headland done in a bit. So we'll do that, and then we will see where he's at. Well, we're just knocking off a little bit on this top edge here whilst we wait for the trailer to come. It should be bungle fairly soon. He's let me know he's not too far away. Come back from South Healy there, and we'll get here, and we'll get me unloaded there again, and we can finish off these headlands and make some decent progress. It's getting into early afternoon, mid-afternoon now, really. Still great conditions to keep going, which is exactly what we will continue to do. Yeah, we're looking like we're okay. A little bit of a thicker spot there, which we'll just make sure we're getting through. It does seem like it's getting a little bit thicker into the field as we go as well, which is really great news. And yeah, we'll be laughing if it continues like this. I missed a bit there. Still getting used to the speed of this header going up and down is a bit slow, so it's catching me out a little bit here. So maybe we'll just go back and tie that bit up there. And we can see that bit should be looking good. Fair bit of straw. One thing that we really liked about this combine was the manner in which, because it's a walker combine, it does leave a great sample of straw on the ground. And that's something that we really want to see, because obviously, yeah, our baler is gonna really enjoy baling through that one without any issues there, really. So that's what we want to see. All right, well, we'll hold on tight here just because I want to unload before we go all the way back around the field to that final headland, and then anyway we should be laughing. He's gonna come up through there very shortly anyhow, and then we're good. Probably won't see Uncle back for a while. I'd say at least another 20-25 minutes or so minimum. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes, but I'm sure we will. There he is. Perfect stuff. Now we'll let him get himself spun around here, see what he wants to do, and I can unload into that one, and he'll be good to go as well. We don't have any bigger trailers. They're both around 10 ton. If it's a load of wheat there, it's going to be about a full 10 ton on there or so. The more ground that we start to take on board, the more I'm starting to think that maybe we want something a little bit bigger, just in case, you know, if hauling gets a little bit tough. Oh, he's going to stop there, is he? Okay. That will work for me. Does help if I put my auger out though, and we will get into here. Perfect stuff. Yeah, nice clean sample coming out of the auger as well. So it looks like everything's dialed in and working just as I want it to, which is good. But we'll see how we get on. All I can really do though is just keep going. We'll probably give you a bit of an update later on there, but for right now there's not too much else to say. We just gotta keep combining. Beautiful day, beautiful summer's afternoon, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Well, the good news is you can see that cousin is going again after a new bearing, a lot of aggression and probably swear words to get the old bearing, which had almost kind of welded itself in because it got so hot when it was broken there. And a lot of hours of fitness fees. We're baling hay again, which is great because it's still a nice cool dry evening, so he can keep cracking along there. Bad news is I'm stopped because I am full to the brim, nearly coming out over the top there as well, and I have no one here to tip into. So there's something going on over at the grain store. I have no idea what it is, but it just means that we're not going to get any more done this evening. So, well, until the trailer comes back. I'm at the mercy of probably Uncle first, I would say, but he's been away now for an hour, so I don't know. But we will wait here. There's not much we can do, and hopefully they figure out whatever's going on over there and we can keep going on. It's still, like I say, a nice dry evening anyway, so we're not in any danger of any dampness kicking in anytime soon there, so we should be able to keep flying through this. But we will leave it here for now in what is the start of harvest, and hopefully it will be one of many successful days. The sun is still shining down. It's about 5:20 now this evening. Headlands are all done here. We've started into the field, but we're just stuck, so we just need to wait. So we will do exactly that, really. Not much else that we can do as we just jump down our steps. There you go. From my farming life, my name is Simulation for the Nation. You join me here in the 7810 as we are clearing up these bales that we were successfully able to complete baling just the other day. These have been out now for a few days, actually, just to sweat out in the sunshine, and they're looking good. So as it's early morning and it's a little bit damp for us to get on with any harvest work yet, well, we're going to get these cleared up and stacked up, and then we can move on and not have to worry about them. So that is the plan. I am taking them 2x2 and stacking them in the yard, and then we'll get them loaded up from there, because it's just easier, really. We're only going a short hop around the corner, so why bother with anything else? And then we'll be able to have this all done for this morning. It's a nice job to do before it gets too busy. I'm also going to muck out this muck bin here because it's getting a bit too full and it's encroaching out into the yard. So we'll get that one all taken care of as well. 7810 is a nice little machine to do this. It gets it all into the smaller spaces. And then we'll just dump these here. And like I say, we'll get them loaded up with the JCB there, which should be fairly easily done. Yeah, but it's nice to be able to get this one ticked off the list, really, and then we can not have to worry about it anymore. I have a few other bits and pieces done this morning already. Put a bit of feed out for the sheep. Cat Lamino looked over there. Cousin's gonna be coming down soon with the feeder wagon, because it's over at South Healy at the moment, and he'll make sure they get all fed up as well. And then yeah, we're good. The straw is still there. The straw hasn't been touched yet either. We've had some really lucky weather, actually. Since we combined that field, it's been all good. Now, the other field that was fit for barley has been cut as well. That's just over the road. That was the elbows. That's all done now. And then we've been in a bit of an impasse. There hasn't been much else ready to go, but that's going to change this afternoon, I think. My plan currently is, once I get this all done, is to get the combine moved over to South Healy again. And we've got a few fields over there that we'll crack on with. So when we're able to do that, then we're looking in a much better position, and then we can probably, we'll keep it up there. We'll get all of the there's a couple of fields of barley up there, and then some oilseed rape that we'll probably tackle up there as well before we bring the combine back down here. So trying to do it so we can get multiple blocks done at once, rather than having to keep moving the combine one end of our land to the other just for a field at a time. Doesn't really seem the most efficient way to do things. So where I can avoid to do that, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright, I think I got like another maybe 3 or 4 trips here to make, something like that. Not too bad. Bungle and Uncle, God knows where they've gone. They left early this morning. Who knows? So hopefully Cousin can share some light on that a bit. Mumbled something, but there was no real clarity this morning, but never mind. I'm sure when I need to know, I will find out. But yeah, otherwise got my own things to do. Plenty of tasks that we get cracking along with, and making sure that we're all looking good. Okay. This little bale frame on the back here, this has been around for ages, and every so often it gets a new bale spike on there just to make sure it's all working properly. There you go. Oh, I'm in reverse stills. There you go, Sim. That's better. And then we've got those last 4 bales to go. Yeah, good to get them cleared. There's no rain due for the next few days, which is great for us. There is some forecast on the longer term forecast, so that will probably come into effect when we're trying to get through some of the oats, I would imagine. But you know, we will have to wait and see how that comes along, and if that's actually going to materialize or not. But really, we're looking pretty good. Let's get ourselves in and around. Alright, so the last one or the last pair for this field. In terms of how we've got on there, I was almost expecting a little bit more hay from some of the fields. I feel like we probably need a little bit more. Well, we definitely need more across the 2 farms, but you know, this is a good starting point, if anything. We don't have any more grasses ready to roll down here, but there is plenty more up at South Healy as well. So we will probably be, if this weather's looking as good as it is, probably look to get something else done fairly soon. And then I'll feel a little bit more confident. But yeah, as it is right now, it could just be a little bit better, but we've made what we can make thus far. And you know, I think that's always important, to just gather up what you can, and then we'll be able to you know, reevaluate, see what we've got now. Good news is that we're only in July, so we'll get another cut off here of something, at least probably end of August, if not early September, weather permitting, maybe hay and a bit of silage mixed in there as well. So we'll very much have to wait and see what that looks like, but it's at least we're getting some of it undercover, and that is looking a little bit better there. So we'll have to you know, we'll just take what we can, and then we'll go and do the same up in South Healy and see what that looks like from there. But ultimately, you know, was expecting a little bit more. Certainly, having cut some of these fields down there and saw what they were looking like, you know, it's there were a few different options for sure. But anyway, that is the last of them, so we'll just drop that about there. And then, all right, we are done with that. You'll see the 7740 is on the dump trailer. We're going to be using that one fairly soon. But for right now, let's just stick this out the way in here. Oh, cousin's going to be coming in soon, isn't he? No, let's not do that. We'll only upset him. Stick you in here instead. Yeah, so he's going to come down and bale the elbows up, and then probably take that up to follow me with the next field that we're going to go into. There's some of the fields down here were a little greener, so we did leave the straw for a little bit, but up in the up the other way there at South Healy, it's looking pretty good actually, so hopefully that will continue. Cattle looking good, looking well fed, so I'm pleased with that, and hopefully that will continue. Yeah, we're getting a good bit of finishing on there now. That which is coming along quite early on. Now a lot of them we are going to be keeping anyway, just for stock, but we'll see. We will very much see. That might be what's being in the minds of the elders at the moment there. Who knows with that dynamic duo. But anyway, we'll get these undercover. As I was mentioning previously, this is a handy little telehandler for getting stuff done around the yard there, but it's not at its finest when you're going to ask it to start, what's that shed? Start carting in from a field there and lugging a trailer around with you. It just doesn't perform very well doing that. So it's always, if we can do it a bit easier and faster even as well by, you know, just bring them in two at a time on the back of the tractor there, then I'll do that. We could probably get one of those shoved forward a bit actually, but we will look into doing that. And then we just need to get this all figured out here. There's gonna be a lot more coming in here, like I mentioned, but this will just, it's nice to get something in the shed at least. Yeah, because it's just a little slow on some bits and pieces, but you know, we will make it work. It's been around here probably not far off as old as I am, to be honest, so it's been around about the farm, not always this farm, but it's been working in ag for many years, so you can't knock it too much really. What we'll do, we'll stick, okay. And we'll get that one as well. Then we just get this all tied up here. We'll get these ones all put away here and stacked up. I've got to concentrate a bit with this because it's difficult to hold the camera whilst we also do all this as well. But we will get these a handful put away, and that's a good job done for me this morning. And then we'll crack on. All right, and then the last pair come in. You'll see in the back corner there's a stack of Heston bales, and we've also got a lot of Heston baled straw over there as well. Reason for that being because obviously we don't have a Heston baler. We had to get a contractor in last summer. Last summer was such a miserable summer for weather that we were just up against it at every turn. So it was all hands to deck just to get the harvest done really. So we brought in a contractor where we could just to get the baling done so we could get on top of everything else. And it was such a catchy year in terms of trying to make the most of the I wouldn't really call it summer, make the most of the terrible weather. So that's why. Now, did it speed up the process a little bit? Sure did, but you know, we're not going to continue to spend money on a contractor where we can do everything on our own merit as well. So we have the resources to do it. So maybe one day I would like to get a baler on board here, at some like a bigger baler on board at some point, but again, it's a big cost, that one. I'd also have to run it past the committee there as well to make sure they would be happy with it, and they like their own bales for various reasons with their livestock work. So even though our straw chopper could quite handily take squares, but never mind. Anyway, what we're going to do, we are going to move our dump trailer over to closer to where we'll get a bit more success with it, over by our muck bin here. This trailer was an old the farm auction pickup, actually, only about 18 months ago. It's done us well so far. It's handy so we don't have to ruin the grain trailers for things like cart and muck, which is always good. And what we'll do here, Let's try and get a little cute and just stick it on a bit of an angle about there. I think that should do us. Now this is going to go down into the stubble over there. We need a new mitten over that way. So we'll get this going. It's still only about 9 o'clock in the morning, so it's nice and early. It is warming up though. You can kind of feel it in the air as well. So whilst there was quite a bit of quite a misty start of the morning, dew on the ground, that does seem to be leaving pretty quickly. So that should be good for, well, for Cousin to get baling, and also for me to get combining a little earlier than initially planned. Earlier we can go, the better. So that would be awesome. All right then, let's just see how we get on with this. Now this is muck that is coming out, loaded out from the passageway, and then also from in the livestock pen itself. It's just easier to drop it off here. We can get it from here and take it out where we need, and just allows us to get on top. We do have a very small tank under here as well for slurry, as you can see from the lagoon there. So we will be getting into that where we can. We will need to get that opened up and probably get that onto some of the grassland, I'd imagine. Ooh, over you go. Let's go. There you are. Perfect. I'm making a mess here as well. Yeah, we'll get this loaded up and then we'll drive this one away. We're going to figure out where in the field we're going to put it so we're not in anyone's way, but it's also in a nice position to spread. Okay, try and get this all in 2 loads if we can. That'll be handy. Without taking out too much of the wall. You'll only do that once. Never live that down if I hit that out the way. Alright, so knock you off here and let's go for a bit of a drive. The amount of stuff around my farm, stuff like this, I've been trying to get rid of this and get like a skipping or something so we can clear this place up for years. Yet every single time that I try to do this, then we end up having the same debate about, oh no, we'll probably need it at some point or other, or oh, it's too valuable to just throw away. Complete nonsense, but just work with a generation of hoarders. Anyway. And there we go. So you'll see, because of some of the dew that we've had in the ground and the cold damp starts and then the sunny afternoons, the weeds in this wheat field here, I mentioned it was quite green crop, so we had to leave it for a bit, and they've shot straight back up again. It's just unbelievable. So we're gonna have to tackle that. I don't know, we'll just well, they're all kind of chitting now, they've all come through, so we could in theory just get in there and plow it over, which we'll probably end up doing. But there's also conversation that this might not go in until spring barley, so if that's the case, we'll have to do something between now and springtime. I don't know if, I hope the aim's not to winter plow it, but we'll see. We will see. But yeah, not a bad yield from here, it seems. Yet to get the full tonnage back from the grain store. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's not been all too bad at all. Well, you know what, let's just, I reckon here, frankly. And not the biggest trailer in the world, but we get enough in. It's tipping. Make sure it doesn't want to tip too far. Alright, back we go again for load number 2. There are definitely days where as a team we get so much done, but there are also starts of the day when it's quiet that you just Feels like we're not on top of each other sometimes. It's great. And it's good for people to get off the farm as well and go and see other people and do what, you know, chat with some of their peers. Let me just get stuck down here, I guess. Now, without making too much more mess, if that's ever possible. And with an ever-changing world and uncertainty around our fertilizer prices, of which we've got to have a meeting some point soon to lock that in and discuss that, the amount of box muck we can get and also slurry that we can get from our own livestock is just so invaluable. Really, really is. We are spending tens of thousands of pounds more on fertilizer, on nitrogen fertilizer, than we ever have before. So where we can avoid to do that, I am absolutely all ears. So the more of this that we can get out onto the fields of our own, then that is absolutely golden. Yeah, so that's the handy side of having your beef cattle there. Now, what it does mean, unfortunately, is that you have to bale a lot of our own straw, so we can't put that straight back into the ground and work that in for the organic matter qualities, but there are ways and means around that. We're always trying to find out what the best options are. I'm desperately trying to convince the rest of the team to bring in some agronomists for a little bit more direct or deep dive into our soil qualities and what we can do with that, so we can, in theory, make a little bit more and, you know, get a better yield with less or with the same inputs. So that would be something we want to look at. I think it's important. Now we just got to kind of change the approach, and one thing I really want to do with that as well, and if I get my own way at some stage, would be GPS on the tractor. At least one that will be doing all the major cultivation work and the drilling, for example. But all our tractors are pretty old, so they don't really like GPS that much, but we'll have to see. Anyhow, let's try and tidy this up a little bit here and see how we can get going. All right, load number 2 away anyway, and then we can, there's about maybe a couple more fork loads there, but anyway, it's a lot tidier than it was, and that'll keep them going for a little bit longer. We'll probably try and get that last one in and done though. Makes sense to do whilst we're going. And then yeah, next stop for me is go and check over the combine. Make sure it's all greased up. Take this tractor over because we're gonna put the header trailer on. We'll take the header trailer over because I'm on my own. I can't do everything. I can probably stick it onto the back, but it just makes more sense because we'll need a grain trailer up there anyway. So I'll have to come back and get everything set up with that. So that's going to be the plan. And then yeah, we can get going. Really, we'll probably leave it till about lunchtime just to make sure. I'll have to take a moisture meter up there just to see how it's all coming through. But my hope is that we can get going there. I'm not going to get over there, clearly. The super singles aren't helping me out there very much. But we can just probably tip this load next to it anyway. Hope is that we can get going around lunchtime there. Moisture should be pretty good by that time. And I think I know which field we're going to go and start in, but we'll have to double check anyway. Yeah, gotta get everything done. Get the combine out of the way, I would imagine, for some baling. And then, yeah, we can very much see when you come. And yeah, so we will probably be shipping quite a lot more muck here over the coming weeks. See what we can do, just keep building this one up. And then yeah, I'm tempted to see about putting some kind of cover crop into here to see if it's worthwhile to really accelerate the quality of the soil and to accelerate that nitrogen buildup. But I want to speak to a few people first, see if that makes logical sense. And you know, start my campaign for the agronomist to come on in. But anyway, let's get this one all done and dusted. Yeah, okay. Oh, there he is. Old cousin of mine. Anyway, I'll get this done quickly and we'll go have a chat with him. Not like he's going to go anywhere. Look at that smoke coming out of that case as he just switches off the engine there. It's an absolute machine, it really is. And I think Uncle taking it for a spin with a grain trailer the other day, that really helps clear it out every so often. Big fan of doing that. Alright, and so that's most of that done. We'll get the rest of it tied up once we get everything shuffled around, and probably once we got everything fed up as well. Let's go see what Cuz wants these fine morning. What's going on, Cuz? How you doing?
Not much. Just finished up with feeding up at South Healy. Thought I'd bring this down to feed up here.
Fair enough. I was about to go shift the combine anyway, so I suppose I should do that before getting your way.
Yo, that would be great. You know where the old men have gone?
Funny enough, no, I was going to ask you the same thing. Bungle left this morning and muttered something about looking at calves in the trailer or something. And then I haven't seen him since, and he and Uncle shot off here looking quite excited. So who knows what they've gone to do.
I guess we'll find out if we need to.
You know what? Probably. Until then, it's probably just not worth us deliberating it. I've cleared this out a little bit for you here. We've got some bales stacked around the corner as well, so that should be good. I'll leave you to feed up here, and then yeah, crack on with the baling, I suppose. There, it's clearing up quite nicely now. That mist and dew on the grass is burning off quite nicely. So yeah, I will leave you to it to get going. Now, I can just squeeze past you there, so I don't need you to move, so you should be okay. And I will let you get on your way.
Appreciate that. Now go away and play with your combine.
Oh, well, that's rude. Okay. Well, the man says I shall do it. What we will do is probably, because I'm not going to get around there, just scoot back through here. There we go. So we will need one of those grain trailers at some stage or other, so we'll have to come back once we've got the combine set up, unless, of course, Dad, Bungle or Uncle are back in time for that. But we'll have to see. Anyway, we'll get this all tipped in. That's a good start for the day. Good few jobs done. All right, just get that one tipped back in there as much as possible. I'm gonna go too far. Yeah, there's not much in there at all. But anyway, better there than on the yard floor. Perfect stuff. So we will go and get ourselves ready to go. Drop this trailer somewhere, and then we'll go and see what state the combine's in the field. All right, so you can see as you look away across the horizon, there's that hot air balloon's coming up. There is a little bit more mist out there, but not too bad. So this is the elbows. I finished harvesting this one a couple of days back there, and we're going to get into the straw now. Yields were okay in spots, it seemed. Again, yield monitoring the combine is only so accurate. It's really ideal for showboating in the pub, but essentially yeah, some parts of it were okay and some parts weren't too bad there. The worst parts were down the dip, actually, in down towards the wood over there. That got really quite thin. I'm assuming that's just from various different wildlife coming out of the woods, but we'll have to have a look into that one. Combine 2 fields down with us, and it hasn't skipped a beat so far. It's been perfect. Really impressed with it. Now keys out my pocket here, hopefully. There they are. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we were able to get into a bit of a routine, a bit of a rhythm here. We didn't have quite so many issues carting away from this field. Again, though, it's not as big, so we weren't, you know, we weren't at this for quite as long, but still nice to get it done. Should be a good amount of straw coming off here. So we have a big truck of winter wheat to get taken out here. We've also got some oilseed rape and some oats as well. Over at the other end, there are winter barley, oats, winter wheat, oilseed rape, and then some linseed as well. So we have linseed at both ends here, just as a bit of a break crop, really, as a trial. We're trying to see, in all honesty, because we used oilseed rape as one of our break crops, trying to see if linseed's a more reliable alternative, because the weather can kill you for oilseed rape before you've even got out of the late autumn. So that's what we're looking into, at least. We'll see if we have any success with that. Now we're going to dump this off. It's difficult when you're on your own to do this because you can't really see where the header trailer is all that well, but I think it's about lined up there. All right, we're on. We are all looking good. So I think what we'll do is probably, like I say, take the header over there first, and then we can come back for the combine when we're all ready to go. That being said, this is probably going to be in the way. Well, whatever I do is going to be in the way here, really. So we'll just stick it in the middle of the field. You can work around me. All right, so let's go and get this done. This is going to be us moving on up there to South Healy to carry on with the harvest up there. Well, we're harvesting oilseed rape. We're going, and Bungle is in the combine today. He is cracking along. We're going to leave this about here, I reckon, for now. Let's just see if he's good for it being here. Where's the CB radio? Get that one going. Bungle, your trailer service has arrived.
So I see. Just park them on the side there, will you? Trevor just called, by the way. The power harrow is ready to pick up. You also mentioned that there's a few tractors there that might suit us. If you want to go and take a look around them, see which one you think.
Oh, right. Right, yes. I've almost forgot about that, to be honest. I'll go and pick it up now. And have a look, see what he's got in his yard there as well. And then we can have a chat about it. We'll get you down there at some point or another. I think Uncle should be on his way down shortly anyway to finish carting up with you as well.
Yep, think we should be fine. This is yielding okay in spots, not so well in other spots. Be curious to see what the agronomist thinks of it all.
It will indeed, it will. I have many, many questions to ask them. Anyway, I'm leaving the tractor for you here anyway, so enjoy, keep cracking on. Anyway, so... Alright, so we're cracking on with a bit of harvest there. As you can see, Bungle is going. He doesn't often do too much combine driving, like I mentioned in the past, but this is his field. He always harvests front field. Why? I've got no real clue, but this has just been his field he's always liked to do, and then he used to do a lot more, and gradually I've taken over the responsibilities of that. But he always will still do this field, and full power to him if that's what he wants to do. I'm not going to get in his way with that one. So he is in. We're in a field of OSR at the moment. It's coming through quite well. We have very varying degrees of success really when it comes down to our ability to grow OSR, and it's something that we're strongly discussing whether or not we're going to keep going with. I like the idea of maybe using a different break crop here. We do get some really good success with wheat on the back of oilseed rape, but at the moment there, yeah, sometimes it's just too much. So and there's so much that can go wrong before you even get out the ground really. So we're looking into a few different options there, but for now, at least the combines will keep going through there, and we've got another field to get going with. We've got one done over at the over at South Healy. That's all done. So this is our big field. Then really, that's it for oats, for oilseed rape. Then we're into oats, and then winter wheat as well. And a couple of fields of linseed, one of which is a big one over the back of the sheds there. And then from linseed, we're into a little bit. I got one field of spring barley as well, and that's us. So. Bungle mentioned there that we're going to have the agronomist coming in soon to have a look at do some soil sampling with us. It's been a long time since that was done, and I think we're going to learn quite a lot. Whether or not we're quite ready for what that looks and sounds like, I don't know. How is this gate being left open? Let's get that shut. So yeah, we will see about that, but that's part of the plan for us anyway. So we want to get all of our fields tested so we can then have an idea of what that looks like. I have been spending my day clearing fields of straw, and I'm going to continue doing that. The field down the way is all but done, and then I've got probably one trailer load left to get out the field on the elbows there as well. But tree field's done. But before we do that, I guess we're going to have to pick up the new power harrow. You can see straw's going into there, slowly but surely filling that up. Hay shed looks pretty full. You know, we can get a few more bales in there, of course we can, but I'm pleased with what we've got coming into there already. So I guess we'll take the case down to go and pick up our new power harrow. Now we have a combination, so we already have one drill there, of course, but or one power harrow, but we want to get another one so we can stick it onto another tractor so we can, in theory, speed things up. Part of me as well, wants us to get away from full cultivation, but we're a bit off that, and some of our ground is very heavy clay, so we do need a power harrow to get through that and to get us into any decent position there. So we'll have to look into that and see how what that looks like. And part of the reason we want to get the agronomist team back in is just to see what our soil's like and the health of our soil, so we can make an informed decision about what our options are, really. So we'll have to see. But anyway, let's just go and pick up this. Oh, there you go. We'll go and pick up this power harrow anyway. It's a new bit of equipment to us. Like I say, we never really buy new tractors, but where we can and where budgets will allow, we will pick up new equipment to work on the back. There he is. He's flying through that field, actually. This is one of the fields in parts that has some really heavy clay in it, and it's not great to work with, and it's also on a wet year. It's terrible. Really poor yields. However, let's get ourselves down. We'll go and see. Trevor is our local dealership manager down here, and we spend a lot of time and let's be honest, an awful lot of money with Trevor. But we've been discussing recently the idea of maybe looking into a new tractor as a committee here, as I like to say. Oh, get up there. We've been and ahhing over a big heavy cultivations tractor, so that looks like our power harrow dead ahead. And we'll probably just swing back and have a look. There's all sorts of equipment in here. But yeah, a big trailer like that would not go onto one of our tractors very well at all. So we'd have to really upgrade an awful lot to make that happen. But anyway, let us get ourselves all lined up here. And then we'll go and see Trev, see what he's got going on. And have a bit of a chat with him, really. And have a look, see what we've got here from a machinery standpoint as well. Alright, so we're all hooked up there. It's a simple 3-meter power harrow. It's really nothing special at all, but what it'll do, it's small and it's fairly lightweight, so it can actually go onto any of our tractors, even the 7810. Stick some drill wheels onto that, and it'll be able to pull everything and just give us a little bit of work ahead of the drills, so it's good to have there. A few nice looking tractors around here, actually. These few old classics as well. That case is not much newer than ours, actually, and it's looking in great nick. We've got a Renault Res there as well. What's that? A 640 RZ. We've got a very nice looking case Puma 145, an Arion 640, and a T7 in New Holland. So yeah, lots of different machines around here. Now, we have been having a discussion, like I say, as a committee around increasing. One of the main reasons for that is that we've been discussing the need, the way our business is, that we want to move our business. It's expanding. We want to be able to take on more cattle and get really into the calf rearing business a bit more. We want to be able to have a little bit more land to work as well. And all of these things mean that we've got more acreage to cover, we've got more land to work, which means that we need bigger implements and we need bigger tractors to cover it. Our fleet's been great for us for years, but to be honest, the amount of work that case is doing in the corner is dwindling. The Ford 7840 can do a decent job. The Massey can, but it's slow, and it's starting to show its age. So, and the 7810 does just a lot of small stuff around the yards, to be honest, there, and lots of carting of bales and that kind of stuff. But if we were to really think about it, significantly increasing our acreage, and we bought the combine with that intention in mind down the road to take on Uncle's ground when that becomes available, you know, we're gonna have to keep up with it somewhere and somehow. And the next step might be at least one bigger tractor, and then, you know, it'll be a gradual thing. It'll be something that's very much worth doing. So something like one of these, that would be very nice. Nice big New Hollander. And you know, we're not brand loyal really. We've got a case, we've got Ford, we've got New Holland, we've got a Massey there, of course. So we're open to options. Now Trevor here, like I say, we know very well, and we can trust his ability to find good machines. And we'll speak to him about perhaps looking out there for something and see what he can find. But you know, there are a few options here anyway, and we'll have a chat with him just to have a quick see. And I wouldn't mind getting to know a bit more about either this case or this New Holland there, so we'll have to see. But yeah, see if he's around here. Hello, Trev. How's it going?
Hello, mate. Good to see you. How are you keeping? Harvest going okay? You here for the power harrow, I presume?
Yeah, absolutely. Doing well. Yeah, we're not too bad. We've put on the power harrow. It's ready to go. Thank you for that. We'll probably get a couple of cartons of grease whilst we're here as well for that, I think, just to keep ourselves going and stocked up. Anything else I need to know about that?
No, it's a nice, straight and well-built tool. You'll figure it out.
Superb. These tractors that you got in the yard here. I'm a little bit curious about some of them, if I'm honest, Trev. What's going on with what's the story with the case and the New Hollander?
Two beauties, aren't they? We took those in as trade-ins from an arable farmer up in Berwick-upon-Tweed. They've both got low hours, are well-maintained. Great examples.
Well, it is, yeah. Do you think as well that we'd be able to get a demo of them, or at least have a bit of a drive? Take it for a spin somewhere?
That won't be a problem at all.
Ah, good.
Good step up from your current fleet, dare I say.
Well, I mean, our maximum right now is what, 120, 125 horse in the Massey. We're thinking a minimum of 150, if not 170, somewhere around that mark. If we could, that'll give us a bit of an option moving forward. GPS compatibility would be a very big positive to have, and if it's not necessarily there, but the ability to have it integrated for sure, that'll be big.
Happy to lend it to you for a day's demo.
Notice they've got front linkages on there as well. I trust everything's true.
Yeah, as tight as a drum.
That's superb. Okay. All right, well, what I'll do is have a quick look around them, and then we'll probably get Bungle and Uncle to come down some stage as well and have a look, and then we'll arrange to get it to get something up for a bit of a spin, I suppose.
Just let me know what you're thinking. Always happy to help.
Oh, perfect. All right, well, you look after yourself, and we'll be back in touch soon with those.
Speak soon.
Sounds good. Nice man, this driver. He's always done as well. All right, yeah. I don't know if that's 145 horse or if it's more. I'd have to look into that because some of these are turboed up a bit. The class I don't know too much about. There's a class dealer not too far away, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I do like and then again, the New Holland equals kind of very similar. I guess Case New Holland are very similar tractors anyway, so perhaps that's just the same but with a different bonnet on there. But yeah, these are looking pretty good. I wonder what the hours are on these. Anyway. We'll have to have a look. We'll have to see what it can do for us. But anyway, and the other side of it as well, I mean, we want to really increase our acreage covered. We're going to have to get bigger machines. And I don't think many of my machines right now will be able to lift this cultivator, for example. It's only, what, 4 meters wide? And it just looks so heavy. Rip the back end of my case off here. Anyhow. Let's get this back. We're not going to be using it today, but it'll be good just to get it into the yard. And like I say, it's a handy little thing to have. It will be getting a bit of use, that's for sure. And we will see. So we've got a busy week coming up. Obviously, harvest is still cracking on there. We do have to have this agronomist come in because we're expecting quite a few things need to be done to some of our ground. And if that is indeed the case, we're going to have to, you know, order in some various different forms of treatments that we can put onto there, be it either something like lime or if it's just a different type of fertilizer that we need to put on. Either way, we're gonna have to do something. We always try and put our own muck down there as well, and I think that will still be a thing that we'll have to consider. But what we'll try and do is get ahead of all that whilst keeping harvest spinning. We are actually also going to be looking into another parcel of land soon as well that is one of my uncle's. It's not the entirety. Oh, look at him cracking along there. He's absolutely flying it right now. He really is. Good on him, Bungle. Good on him. And then, yeah, we'll be able to hopefully take that ground on there. I think it's grassland at the moment, but we'll see what the details are about that and whether or not it has to stay as grassland. I don't know, but we're going to have to take a drive and have a look at it. We're coming into here to get this cleared. I want to get the plow going soon. We do still at the moment, like I mentioned, fully cultivate everything with conventional tillage, but that is something I'm looking to get away from for a few reasons. One, cost of both maintenance and machines. Wearing metal is expensive on the plow. Fuel when you're plowing and power harrow then drilling is expensive, and Lord knows we could do with trimming that down. And also soil quality, soil condition is not great, but it does suit our needs. Like I say, in some of these grounds you just wouldn't get away with anything else. But anyway, that is something that we'll continue to look into and investigate, and if we were to ever change that practice, it comes at an extreme expense, so we'll have to wait and see. But that being said, we will continue to ask the question, continue to investigate all our options and see if it makes any sense whatsoever. Right now, though, we're going to finish off stacking some straw. Pull the 7810 through. That's the other thing. I think if we did get a new tractor, I don't even think I'd want to trade one in. I like the idea. I like the idea at some stage of not having to cart the feeders between two farms and just having them one at each end just for where they need to be, you know. But I don't know. That's a lot of money down the line there. I don't think we're anywhere near doing that. But what we'll do is continue to keep our options open there anyway and really look into it and see. We have a budget in mind if we were to go for something like that. We know what the cost per acre would have to break down to be, but you know, just always lots of different things that we can discuss. The main thing is actually that we're all aligned on this as a decision that it's about time to do it. Which is the biggest thing. Now, in the last episode, we had Uncle and Bungle went away to look at some more calves and speak to a farmer about taking on a large number of his calves. So, you know, the conversation's being had about that. Now, where they're all going to go, I don't know. Certainly, calf sheds are pretty full down here and up at South Healy, but there's a few different working options there. So, we will see. But with that being said, we're just going to keep cracking along here. There you go. So yeah, we'll get this shed cleared nice and quickly. Like I say, that's all done from Treefield. Then we can just move on to get them cleared out of the elbows. And then it's all undercover. They've been outside now for a few days, so they've had a good amount of wind through them. Take out any of the heat. And then we should be good to go. I like to just get this all done whilst we can. And then the weather's looking pretty good for the future, but it just means that whenever we can't get on with harvesting there, we're straight away to go on to the cultivation where we need to. A little bit of oilseed rape to go for next year that we want to get started on probably in the next couple of weeks. Certainly by the time we get into like first week of August, I really want that done and get ahead of the game. Always got to be a little bit careful coming in and out of here. Make sure we don't prang off the side of the fence or anything on the roof. It's been done before. Never live that down again. Okay. We only go 3 high, 4 high in the middle there. It's not worth going any higher, to be honest. We've got enough storage space around this end of the farm, at least. We'll probably be keeping a bit for South Healy down here as well, because they don't have quite so much yet. Watch that shed there you go. All right then. So yeah, like I say, this one will get emptied out fairly quickly, and then we'll go and head on down to the elbows and see what we'll get into there. And then really after that, it's onwards probably. We don't have anything quite ready to go yet, but the combine's staying down here anyway, so next thing will be into the oats. So if nothing's ready to go there, I might even look to get a bit of plowing done or get a bit of cultivation work done somewhere, just so we can really get ahead of the game and push forward. All right, just like that. This trailer's all but cleared, really. And nice and easy. Sometimes it's a pain to use this telehandler to get too much done, but Old Faithful just keeps on ticking along. It's quite magical, actually. But anyway, let's get this all done and dusted. That last two coming off here, we'll probably just go and drive this straight on down, actually, I think, and then come back for the Ford. That grass field on the far side is actually coming through quite nicely as well. So it's probably going to get a good decent, what will that be, third cut there now, which is quite cool. So we'll be able to stock up in here a bit more, get some round baled silage done somewhere as well, or maybe a bit of hay, depending upon if the weather will stay kind. Ideally, I would like to do hay, but you know, we'll see. I definitely have a bit more to do. Oh Lord, over at South Healy. So might try and get that taken care of soon. All right, stick you there. Wonderful stuff. Okay then, well, with that in, let's just go and take this down over the road, and then we can move on with a couple more fields. Nice getting ticked off the list there. Yes, I can squeeze through there. Wonderful stuff. Uncle can't be far off being finished that if he isn't already. That'll be good. He said he might service that combine off as well, just give it a bit of a dust down and blow it down, which, you know, I've already done it once, so he can do it again, and I'm fine with that. That's not a problem. That's one of our big fields of wheat that we need to get into. That's still a little while away there yet. Oh, look at that hot air balloon. But yeah, it's looking great. Really, really is looking fantastic. Alright, so we'll head on back over. The field in front of us is a little grass paddock. We typically make into small square bales of hay. We have an old baler that sits up in the corner of a shed up at South Healy, and we'll usually bring it out, make some hay and straw, small square bales, which go to a couple of stables nearby. And I hate doing it every year. It's never straightforward. There's always something going wrong with that baler, and it's typically done on one of the hottest days of the year, so it means that you're absolutely exhausted off the back of it. However, it gets done, and it means that we can, you know, sell a few extra bales off here and there where we don't need them. So that's what we'll do. And yeah, we'll be probably getting on with that soon. Like I say, weather's looking good for the next week or so, but then I think it gets a little bit wet after that. So we will try and get ahead and get that job ticked off if we can. I'd love to have that done before the rain comes. We've got a bit of hay to make up at South Healy as well. That grass is coming through. Some of the silage ground that we did last back in May there, so we'll see what we can do for that. Right now though, well, we'll probably just continue and keep cracking on, really see how much else we can get taken care of here and get these cleared. Get our agronomists in soon to see what our fields need to have done, and also start to have a bit more of a discussion with the rest of the team around tractors, which is always my favorite type of discussion to have. So we'll see how we get on. All right, look at me in the big new tractor. It's not mine yet. It might not be mine, but we're giving it a bit of a demonstration today, and we're going to talk about that in a bit more detail as we go through. We're also pulling a very nice, shiny new mower. This is a huge, big shout out and thank you to Trevor, the local dealer, who had one of these in the yard as a demonstration. He's like, whilst you're looking to try out a tractor, why don't you try out a nice new mower? Now, he knows fine well that we're not looking to buy a mower, but, you know, why not give it a go? We are cutting for hay. We're cutting a little bit of grassland that's up on our block here up at South Healy, and then we've got to go and do a little bit of new ground as well. There's a bit of a change up happening, and there's actually going to be a lot of changes happening around the yard that we're going to run through a little bit today. Specifically changes up at this end. It will affect what's happening at Moor Farm a little bit as well, but it won't be too crazy. But how does that work properly? There you go. A little bit touchy-feely with some of the controls here, but I think I've just about got it. And we're going perfect. It's a really nice mower. It's brand new chrome mower they have on demo there, and Trevor said to give it a go and see what I think. We are driving a New Holland. This is the T7185. It's from 2011, and it is a little bit of a demonstration for us to see. It's a 50k box, about 180 horsepower give or take in there, and plenty of power for what we need. And that's that huge big step up in what we need to think about for our practices moving forward. Main reason we're doing this is, like I say, we need to think about getting a little bit more capability. Has that gone down again? It has. Perfect. We need a little bit more capability, a little bit more power in there, so that we can actually push on with our with our forage work and with our cultivation work, because we're looking to get bigger and bigger in certain areas across the board, and we're taking on a little bit more land here and there, and looking to increase the number of cattle that we have, or the finishing calves that we have. And you can only do that really by doing everything a bit faster, a bit more efficiently. And one thing that we need to do that is bigger equipment. Bigger equipment means more horsepower on the front end, so this is what we're doing. So it's going to be a gradual work, really. See what we can do. That's up there. Perfect. Excellent stuff. And yeah, we'll just keep cracking along with it, really. So far, first impressions, we've only had this for a day or two. It's lovely. Getting a little bit used to it. Never had anything with one of these gearboxes in there, but it seems to be going quite well. and we'll continue to play around with it and figure out what that looks like and how we can utilize it. One thing we will be noticing is when we come to test everything here and put it to work, all of our equipment's way too small, so it's going to be a bit of a vicious circle here. You buy a new tractor and then you ultimately end up just slowly upgrading all the equipment that goes with it. So we're making the most of the time that we have with this. Right now we've got a lot of hay work to do. The winter wheat is not quite ready yet. We'll be into that field first. The combine's up here now. So we are getting a bit of hay going. My uncle is going to pick up the 7810 to bring that up to put the small square bale on, because we do need to make some small square bales for some horsey people that we do provide for. And then the rest will be going into round bales for up here as well. So we've got this field to go at. We've got the one just down through the trees there where Bungle is in with the rake at the minute. And then the new ground that we're going down to as well. So I'm not quite sure with the new ground. It is going to be a bit of a haul to bring it back up here. We weren't anticipating having it. It is on Uncle's farm, so we weren't expecting that, but we will have to go and have a look see. But we'll fill you in with that as and when we're down there and when we get going. Right now, I'm just going to get this bit all done here. Yeah, lots of changes coming up with the farmyard here, which has been something that we've been discussing of late. It's not really major investments or changes like that to this yard. It's going to be a little bit of a shuffle around, but it's logistically it's what we need to do, and it saves us having to invest anywhere else, or invest in infrastructure where we can probably get away without it. So yeah, that should all be good. Yeah, very, very impressed with this so far. Anyway, it's nice and smooth. It's a quiet tractor to be in there. When you step outside of this with the mower go, my god, is it loud, and you just don't hear it in here at all, so it's nice. We're going to be trialing a few other machines as well. There is a case that Trevor has in his yard there that we'll give a go and see what that's like. Very similar kind of size in terms of wheelbase and horsepower, so that might be an interesting comparison. I mean, ultimately they're very similar tractors, just different color paintwork really these days, but we'll see and see if it hits and checks more boxes than this one. But see what we're looking for. We are looking for used equipment as well. Like I say, this is 2011. I think the case is a little bit younger, maybe 2014 or so, but significant jump up on technology to what we're currently driving anyway, so that will be interesting to see. And depending upon what finances look like, we might as well we might have an option there to trade in, but with what we're looking to do elsewhere, I think it's not going to be worthwhile to be doing really, but we shall cross that bridge. But anyway, yeah, we'll get this little strip knocked out, and then we'll have a bit of a discussion around what's changing up here. Alright, so that's done. I can't really go any further down into the dip there. It's just too rough as it is along the sides, but that's a good enough start. We're just going to come up to a stop around here, and then alright, that's going to come down to a bit of a stop, but it's a very nice looking machine. Good setup as well. Lovely looking mower there. We've been able to, as that just comes down to a stop, we won't go too close. There you go. We've been able to really spread out the swath on the back here, so it's put it as wide as possible. Let it dry out there. We'll leave this on the deck for a few days before it gets spread about anyway. It's a similar working width to our John Deere, but a lot more advanced there. There's so much more that you can do with this in terms of varying different heights and adjustments, but yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. So yeah, like I was mentioning, lots of changes happening. This is a mixed arable yard, and it's also a mixed livestock yard. You got your beef cattle in the shed, and we have sheep here. Now, we have been discussing for a while, specifically Dad and Uncle there have been looking into it in a lot more detail. There's the combine ready to go, but we're going to be moving the sheep from here. We're going to be downsizing the sheep a little bit. They're all going to go down to the moor farm, and we're going to keep them all down there because we've got a little bit more space down there for them. And the main reason for that being as well is that we need this shed to store bales in. We need straw and hay storage really. We've got a little bit of storage space over there for straw, but we want to keep it inside where we can. And then when I open this up, you'll see that we've got sheep in here, and we could do without having the pens in here. So we've always stuck our hay in this bit here, which is fine, but we need a bit more space. So obviously we can't stick it into there. This shed here is always full of machinery. It's empty now because everything's out, but the combine will be going in there. Combine header, trailer, baler, that kind of stuff. This will have to get moved soon, I think, actually, because Uncle will be coming up to get the baler out of here. So we do need a little bit more space. We're obviously in here. You got the baler itself. This will be put onto the 7810, and then we get going there. So with that in mind, like I say, we are taking on a new shed. We're taking on a tiny small block of land with a shed on there. I mean, it's about 5 or 6 acres in total. We're not getting it for the land. It is for the cattle shed itself. And it's just over the hills there. So not far away from some of our cereal ground that we have. And it's going to allow us to finish off cattle. About 50 or so calves in there, which is what the plan will be as of this autumn. But we just need, if that's going to happen, we need to have the facilities up here to store a lot more fodder and a lot more feed. So we can feed both whatever's in the shed here and whatever's happening over there. The sheep, they'll probably take, we're going to get rid of about, there's about 200 or so up here, 250 I think now. So we'll probably end up getting rid of about 100, taking the last 150 down to more farm where they'll stay down there. And then that shed will just turn into a regular storage shed. So we'll have a little bit more space up here for everything, really. So that is going to be good all around. So that's going to be the plan. And we'll see how we get on. But yeah, we'll get this folded up and then we can get ourselves on the way down to some of the new ground. All right, so let's see if we can get this folded up first. And it comes. Then we want to make sure we get these folded up. And then that one as well gets a little bit narrow there on the side. That just hooks in like that. It folds up very nicely, actually. I must say, it does tow very well behind the tractor. So let's get ourselves a way down then, and we'll just go to see what's going on. We've got a beacon on this tractor now as well, so we'll stick that on. Yeah, so from harvest standpoint, we've got 2 fields of wheat left. 2 big fields, this one and the bigger one down at Moore Farm. And then there's a couple of fields of linseed, and then 1 field of beans that'll be a little bit off. But otherwise, we're pretty good. The linseed's coming through there. It's not looking too bad at all. And then we will be good. And then there's a bit of... maybe we'll be doing more silage, some third cut silage, I don't know. We'll see how we get on. Ooh, easy does it through there. All right, nicely does it. Watch the fence there, and away we go. Yeah, it's just such a smooth tractor to be in as well. It really, really is. When it comes to the road work as well, it's absolutely just delightful. Now, one thing we did have to consider as well is because we're doing a lot more, or we will be doing a lot more road work, specifically when we start to get into carting around from some of the new ground. This is a bit tight though. Good lord. Think I'm okay. We'll just keep going. There's Bungle working away. Looks like he's actually in the 7810 then. They must have swapped machines over. Won't take too much longer to get that done. Okay. This little paddock here, we've always just kind of put a top in there or two when we've had them finished for the season, so we won't be going into there with any machines. But yeah, Bungle's cracking along there, looking good. We'll just take it nice and slowly over this bridge. Oh, just brushing the skirt on one side there a little bit, but we're through anyway. You can see why we don't bring a combine that way. And all right, there we are. Lovely stuff. All right, through the village we'll go, and then we're off to down onto our farm. It just seems like such a large bit of equipment for in here. Really gotta just take your time through and over. And over this bridge one more time here. Excellent stuff. Oh, excuse me, sir. Alright, and so we're going to head on down to our new ground there, and we'll just see what's happening. And then we can hopefully, all being well, we'll get that node knocked down there. We'll have a look in to see what's going on with the ground itself. We have had someone now, what was it, 4 days ago, doing some soil tests of the 2 fields that we're taking over, just so we have an idea of what we're looking into. And we also got them to look into our fields around Moore Farm, because the yield that we obtained for the oats was abysmal. frankly. So really poor. Was not pleased with that in any way. So we'll need to see what we can do to improve that ground and that soil quality and what that will actually look like. So we will be doing a little bit more work there. So we're hoping to get some results back very soon, and we'll be able to see what we need to inject into the fields to improve that. Oh, there's Uncle. There he goes. Good lord. Yeah, as you can see, it's just such a smooth attractor to drive. This one really is. 50, I think it's 50k rated, but I think it's a little bit more than that. It's maybe like 52, 53k. But yeah, it's an absolute blast to drive. And we'll just come on into here. Take it a little bit wider because I don't want to take out the bollards. Perfect. And then with this, you know, we'll just go straight down the track. Something we're not supposed to do too much of, but we'll go through Baling here and just... The roads are quiet. I'll take it. And yeah, so this is my uncle's farm. Not the uncle who we've just passed there. The other brother. He retired long time ago. And he has been holding onto the ground and just leasing out to other farmers. Now, we had an option to take it on a while, several years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. We declined. And as you can see, there is another farmer here who is working the land and renting the land off my uncle, and I think also renting the buildings as well. But that is coming to an end, and we've actually taken back 2 fields that we've leased, and it was all leased in parcels really. So we have taken back 2 fields now that we're gonna farm, and they're on the other side of the woods over there. So we'll go and have a look in to see what that looks like. But yeah, big sheds here, big handling facilities, storage facilities as well. So it is my aim to try and take over all these when the current termination, or when the current agreement terminates. So we will be looking to take on a lot more land around here. As you can see, there is a lot more available land to work, which is why we did get that slightly bigger combine than the one that we needed at the time, because it was with the mindset that at some stage we'll have a lot more work to do. But we're just going to continue up this farm track here. And there's 2 fields here that we've taken back on, and there's the 2 fields on... Oh, down we go, on the left here. One is not quite harvested yet, so we're not going to do anything with that. Whoever the current farmer is going to come in and harvest that wheat there when he can. But it's the grass field in the bottom here. Now, part of the agreement in place with my uncle was that they had to return the fields to the previous state. And that meant that this field down the bottom here had to be re-sowed into grass, which he did in the spring. And he's left it. He has no inclination to do anything with the grass there. He's given us permission to harvest it and take off any crop on there. So that's exactly what we're going to do down here. This is our field. It's quite a large field. So we should get a nice looking crop off of here, I would hope. And then we can, look to add that on to our existing work. We'll have this field as well. Good looking field, that one. I'm not sure what the soil samples will be like, but we will definitely see. All right, that's opened up there. And again, we'll just go and get everything adjusted over here. Pull that side down as well. But yeah, I mean, on the whole, it's not a bad looking field, this really. The grass has gone ahead a bit, which is why we're going to put it into hay. And then we'll see what it looks like and get this all carted away. But yeah, these 2 fields will be... It's unsure yet. I don't think we'll be keeping this one in grass. It's probably going to get plowed over just because of where it is. It'll be a little bit easier for us to put this into a cereal crop and then maybe turn another field closer to one of the farms back into grass, is my belief at least. And then we'll see how it goes. But whilst it's here, we'll never say never, and we'll take it. And I'm not sure where we'll get this stacked up, but probably in the shed. Oh, there goes a train. And yeah, we'll see how we get on. But let's get ourselves in. Get this thing fired up again. Takes a little bit of time. We'll just slowly speed this up. Alright then, let's just lower that down. And we'll get ourselves away. Now, like I say, this is new ground to us here. Another train flying by there. So I've never farmed this before. I know my dad's been on here several times, as has my other uncle, but a little bit new to me. So we'll just take our time to go through there and see how it's coming along. And just as we get to know the place. Around here, there is a kind of just through the trees there's a little campsite down by the river, which is a little bit of a side business, bit of a diversity that my uncle brought in there. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. I mean, I'm assuming if we lend the land or rent the land, that it will be that will be nothing to do with us. I hope so, at least, because I don't really want to have to worry myself with that at the moment. And we'll see how we go. But otherwise, yeah, it is. It's coming through. Not a bad looking crop here. Like I say, it is going to head a bit in places, but it's still fairly thick. A little bit uneven in places there, but it would still plow over, and it'd be a good sized field actually to have a cereal crop in here, and we just have these two. The idea being as well that eventually when we take on the rest of the land, we'll be able to also use those sheds. A lot of storage space for cereal crops in there, which is something we don't have anywhere else at the minute. So that would really allow us to continue to expand. Now the obvious thing is here, and this is one of the reasons why we're looking at tractors such as this one, is because it would significantly increase the acreage. These two fields here are adding in about well, this one here is about 15 acres, I think, and that one over there is slightly bigger. So you're probably looking about 35-ish acres from these two alone. The total for all of the fields in my uncle's control here is about another 200. So all arable for the most part as well. So we would have to be significantly increasing our capabilities. So, but that is something that we'll see. The rest of the land there is still in the lease for another year, 18 months, I think. So that's not going to be something we'll have to worry about right away, but it is something that's on the horizon there that we'll have to make a call on, and we can see how we get going. But ultimately, yeah, there's a lot of things happening with us here at the moment there. We're going to be really looking to expand. Cousin is very excited about taking on the extra livestock work with the cattle. Really something he's very happy to do, and loves finishing cattle off and working around them. So that'll give him a lot more work there. As there are 4 of us on the yard, on the farm here at any given time, we do need to be mindful of what that workload looks like. So plenty of work for him with the cattle there to keep himself going. Uncle and Bungle are not getting any younger, so they will continue to do what they can and do a lot of tractor driving work as well for the most part, but they'll be around about to support with livestock where they have to. And then there's myself, who's predominantly focusing on the arable side of things as well. So it should work out quite well, and we'll have to see. But a lot of things that we need to change up. In the next episode there, we'll probably be taking you for a bit of a tour of the new setup, and getting there. I think we're due to start to see some calves coming in very soon. In which case, yeah, we'll really be able to show you what that looks like and take you through the plans there. Got some sheep to move around soon as well and bring them down to Moor Farm, and then start to get that shed full of straw and hay. So yeah, lots of things happening. But yeah, the weather's looking good for now. We just need to get the wheat ready to go so we can actually clear it. And then we'll be on to cultivation work there and see about what it looks like. I feel we're going to have to do a lot of work with our different, with a lot of our ground to get them up to scratch there. The oats really failed us. I mean, 2.5 ton-ish per acre for a couple of our fields of oats was the higher end of what we saw coming through from a yield perspective. So really disappointed with that. So we will have to see why and what's caused it. So that will be something we're going to look into, and hopefully get the agronomist back down soon to look into that with us. But it's all just something that all a day's work of an arable farmer, really. At least we have been able to work closely with the agronomy team that we have on board, and get them in. It took a while for me to convince the committee that we should really be working a bit closer with them, but they're here, so we'll see where we go. And otherwise, we'll just keep cracking along. They've got baling to do. We're going to be baling some idiot blocks for our neighbors there. So the small square bales coming out. Unfortunately, we have a neighbor who can come in and actually use a little tidy little auto stacker to put them into bigger bales that we can handle. This fills my heart with joy because I really dislike having to move small bales around. You can see it's pouring down with rain, and it's been doing so for at least about 12 hours so far, which means rain has stopped play. We've got a few little bits and pieces to do, but I'm just moving some trailers around at the moment because, well, we wanted to be getting on with harvest still. As you can see, unfortunately, the combine is parked up in the field over there. We got 1 bit times around the field last night, and they got a bit damp, so we had to leave it. And then, well, this happened. If I knew this was going to happen to this extent, because we thought it was going to be a brief shower. If we thought that was going to be the case, then we would have probably kept going and pushed through the night there and taken the hit. But as it is right now, the wheat is getting the pounding. We're not going to be able to do too much about it. So, it is what it is, unfortunately, there. You'll see in front of me here, we've got a new case. It's not ours, it's on demo again. Trev sorted us out with this one. There's this, and then there's a Massey now we're going to be demonstrating as well as to see. But we won't do too much into that one because we're not sure which one we're going to buy yet, and we'll figure it all out. But ultimately, we have made the decision we're definitely going to buy something. We're going to upgrade a tractor. We know that much. It's just which one will be the case. No pun intended. But yeah, we'll see. We're getting ready to do some sheep work. Again, the rain's not ideal for that. We had to bring the grain trailer in here as well. That's half full. Yeah, we are where we are. We managed to finish baling hay though the other day. That trailer there is all protected undercover and waiting to go away to the equestrian place. Which is not too far away, but we're going to wait till it dries off to send that as well. There's no real rush for it, and we will see how that goes. But with that being said, it's just all a little bit miserable here, really. Yeah, the cattle are inside. We're going to be bringing in a few more cattle anyway, and let's just go and have a chat with the committee over here, and well, 2/3 of them, and see what is going on. Hello. God, this rain is annoying. Can't really get on with anything at the minute.
You're not wrong. It looks like it's not due to stop for the next 24 hours.
Not much, just sheltering really. Discussing the plans for the next few weeks.
Yeah, I was hoping we could get some field work started soon, but that won't happen.
No, you see, the ground isn't too bad in places, but it wouldn't take much to chew it up. Wanted to try the case on the tanker, but that might even make too much of a mess in places.
You could stick it on the transport box, run some sheep down the road.
Could do, actually, yeah. That's not a bad idea. Is Cousin sorting them out today?
He's trying to. The rain isn't helping much.
Yeah, I bet. Handling the sheep in the rain is miserable. Hopefully gets that done soon. So, walk me through what the plan is up here with the sheep going.
Well, we needed some more space up here, and with the extra beef stock we're bringing in, there'll be more emphasis on finishing cattle up here now.
Indeed, there's a better infrastructure for sheep down at Moor Farm. We'll be changing our lambing strategy to a 2-stage lambing season, with the earliest lambing in February and the lates in April to spread the workload out.
That makes sense, I suppose. I like that. How many sheep we're going to be bringing down there?
Oh, we'll end up with about 350 all in, I think. Maybe a bit more.
I like that. I like that. And what with the new cattle yard that we're about to start using as well, what are we looking to do up here? How many more cattle are we hoping to bring up?
Well, we'll be bringing an extra 50 eventually, but we'll probably be starting with about 30 head of cattle up here, and we'll shift a lot of those over to the new place.
Oh, nice. Well, I mean, between that, the new ground, and wrapping up harvest, we're going to be busy with a lot of work to do.
We sure do. It should keep us all busy, which is what we need.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of which, I need to go. I'll take the tanker down to Moor Farm. Then Trev called. My new press has arrived, so I'll probably go and pick that up as well.
Oh, very good.
I'll hopefully be overlaid with a load of sheep, so I'll see you down there. All right. Well, see you there. Yeah, so we are going to be moving about 30 cattle or so over to the new satellite yard, which is actually, you can't really see it through the fields here, but it's just on the other side of the river. A little independent shed there with a bit of a stockyard, so we can stick a whole load of bales up there if we need to as well. Unfortunately, whilst we did get a lot of the hay done, all the round bales down at the Manor Farm field are all still in the field, which sucks. So they're getting soaked at the moment. This shouldn't take too much damage, one would hope, but we'll have to see. And yeah, we'll hopefully be able to get those in as soon as it dries up a little bit. Now, we're going to use our case. Like I said, we've got this on demonstration, just taking it around for a spin. This is very similar to the New Holland for me. A little bit different internally. Slightly fewer hours, and it's about 4 years younger as well. This is about 2016, which means this is going to be a little bit more expensive if we were to go for this model. Now, I do currently have my eyes on a Massey, which is in stock now, ready for a demonstration as well. But we will reserve judgment until we see that. And then we'll decide how we're going to go. Now, there's a few changes that we've made. And looking to really get into that and, you know, dive into that over the course of the autumn. But with the diversification and the expansion as well, there's been a bit of a change in the organizational structure within the farm, and I've actually taken on the new lease of Uncle's ground there. So The reason we're doing this is myself and my cousin can start to take a bit more ownership in the business, which means when there's a transferal, whenever, you know, if dad and uncle want to retire, makes it a little bit easier to transition across there. So I've taken on the new ground there, and because I've done that as well, I'm starting to invest into the business a little bit more. So I've bought my first bit of equipment, which we're going to probably pick up today. That's not the only bit I'm going to be buying. I am going to be looking to buy one more piece this season, and hopefully going to see someone about that next week. So if we can get that done, that would be awesome. But for right now, yeah, this is the first bit, and the second bit will fall in line with the first bit, if that makes any sense. So we'll see. But for right now there, we're just going to get ourselves around here, and we'll get this back on over. This is a much louder tractor than the New Holland. I got such a loud exhaust on here, but that being said, it is nice. It's a little bit of a shorter wheelbase as well. The Massey we're looking at is a little bit longer wheelbase. But it's around about the same period. I think it's around 2014-15. So, and this is a 2016 model. But yeah, we'll be looking in that ballpark. So we will be, the business will be, as in the main farm business will be buying the tractor and upgrading the tractor. But I will be buying the bits of equipment that we'll be using with it. And then some stage, maybe in a year or two's time, when we continue to take on more ground with the lease of Uncle's place, I'll be looking to acquire a machine of my own. But that's a little bit down the way, and we'll see how that goes. Cousin is looking to do the same with the investment into the livestock as well. So he is taking on the satellite yard rent, and he's also going to be taking up the purchase of the new cattle. It's complex, but it works. Whoa, dear, there you go. But anyway, yeah, we will get ourselves up to the yard here. And yeah, I don't think we're going to get onto the ground. We do need to get the small tank that we have a mower farm here cleared out. We need to do that sooner rather than later. But for right now, it's not the end of the world if it doesn't get done today. Like I say, it's pouring down with rain. A lot of the fields down here do drain quite well, but at the same time, they're a little bit tacky. And we just don't want to get in there too much at the moment because we'll start to really make a mess. But we'll see. The weather, hopefully this will clear up at some stage and we'll start to dry out there. We've got one more field of wheat to do here. We've got the field that we're in, the combine's in, and then we've got a field of linseed, or 2 fields of linseed and some soybeans to get into as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we get on with all of that. Lord only knows what that's going to look like, but you know, British summertime after all, it is what it is, and we'll just try and grind our way through here. That's about all we can do. So let's just get ourselves around the corner and see what we can do. Shifted quite a bit more muck out into the field, and that's all looking good, but it's, yeah, it is going to be a little bit of a job to get that cleared or get that spread. Just need to wait to hire a spreader from the local grain store. They have a scheme there, so that should be quite good. All right, let's leave you about here for now. It is miserable, absolutely miserable here. We need to as well actually get the straw chopper onto a tractor and get that sent up. Most of our straw's in. The only bit that we haven't got done so far is actually the new fields that we recently harvested of over here, which was the oats, and that is, it's baled, so it won't be taking too much damage here, but it's all out and around bales over there. So like everything else, we're just being hammered by the weather. We'll fill this pen up anyway, and plenty of straw for us here, so that's good. But good lord. And we've got everything else under cover here. We've got a little bit more mineral feed in delivered of late, and then we've also got some wool down the corners. So we are going to be bringing all the sheep down here at some stage. That will be for us to really increase our operations down here. This shed and the infrastructure that we have here can take quite a lot of sheep, and I think the plan is to spread the workload of lambing by increasing or splitting the lambing periods, one into early spring, late winter, early spring, and one into late spring there. The late springs will probably, I would assume, be lambing outside for the most part there. If the weather turns foul, then we can bring them in, of course. So I think what we can look to do is get a bale of hay for the sheep. We just like to keep them, there's plenty of grass there, but we like to give them a little bit of extra nourishment with a bale of hay. And then cattle are looking pretty good. We'll also need to put the get the Ford ready to go on up to South Healy and then up to the new place. So we'll probably get that one turned around now as well, I think, and that'll be a good starting point for us. And oh, there we go. Oh, that's Holly. Hello. Now, Holly is our agronomist. So interesting to see that she's back here. We'll have to see what she needs. Hello, Holly. Welcome back. How's it going?
I'm very good, thanks. Could do without this rain, though.
Yeah, you are telling me. Pretty much stuck at the moment with that much to do.
I was passing by. Thought I'd swing in and deliver the report from the soil sampling we completed last week.
Ah, brilliant. That was quick. What's the verdict?
Well, there's some good news in there, but if I'm honest, there's a lot of work to do to get some of your ground back into good condition. The ground at Manor Farm is very depleted of both lime and nitrogen, which is of major concern for the next 12 months. The grassland here is not too bad, but we will need a strong emphasis on increased organic matter on arable land here. South Heeley doesn't look too bad, but the lighter soils seem to help up there. But around Belham here, you've got problems.
Well, Holly, that's less than ideal. So we're going to need to amp up our spreading on all cereal grounds. Is that right?
Yes,
Have you got any recommendations on which fertilizers we'll need to use here?
the more organic matter you can put back into this soil, the better at this stage.
Yes, the more organic matter you can put back in the soil at this stage, the better. Good to know. That sounds like it's going to be costly. I will speak with the others and formulate a plan where we can. As for next year's cereal crops, are we continuing with our current rotation, including OSR, or as our break?
No, I want you to remove OSR in the rotation and replace it with spring beans. The nitrogen fixation you'll gain will significantly aid your soil's health.
Interesting. Not to mention the inconsistency we're having with the establishment there. That must be something to factor in.
That is certainly true. Well, I've got to leave you. I have a meeting to head to. I'll be in touch. Call me if you have any other questions based on the report.
Well, thank you very much, Holly. Shame you couldn't come with slightly more cheerful news, but anyway, we will figure that one out. Let me know when you have a list of fertilizers we can use, and then we will also look into a bit of organic matter somewhere, maybe some digestate along the way, but we'll figure that one out. I will get out your way, and we'll let you get on. All right, see you later. Well, rubbish. Well, unfortunately, that is the news that it's going to mean that it's going to be a costly effort to try and get everything up to scratch here, I think, which we could have definitely done without. I had a feeling some of our fields weren't great because it was such a dismal yield across our across the oat fields there. In the new ground, I wasn't expecting anything, but looks like it's been completely drained, so we're going to have to work on that, unfortunately. So that sucks a bit, but we'll have to see what we can do. I am going to where can I stick this now? I think that because it's a bit wet, we'll leave off the slurry tanker for now, and we'll probably just get this ready to go, and then we'll speak with Bungle when he gets down here in a second, because I think he's on his way down with a load of sheep, or I hope he is, and we will see. But not the news that you want to hear, because it just means ultimately it's going to be a lot more of a cost. Fertilizer at the moment is astronomically expensive as well, so it's not really something you want to have to lavishly splash out on, but it is what it is. Now we'll leave you there. Just gonna do a bit of a shuffle around, and yeah, there's not much we can do with this at the minute until it gets a little bit drier, so we will just park this one up. We haven't got this for much longer, so I think this is going to be road work really on the case for the test today. But yeah, we do have I would like to put it into the field at some stage, but you know, sometimes it's just not meant to be, I think, and that's where I'm looking at it right now. But anyway, we'll have to get this get these sheep fed, and then we can get everything up onto the up to South Heeley there as well, so we can get that new cattle shed all sorted out. But that will be yeah, another just day of rainy day jobs. Whatever I do not drop that bale on that case. Good lord. Okay, that's better. So yeah, we'll have to figure out what that looks like. I've always toyed with the idea of digestate. There is a BGA that we don't actually work with, but I'm wondering if we can purchase digestate through them. It's something we'll have to look into, of course. Slurry we have, but ideally we've always put slurry onto the grassland. Muck we've got, but we don't have enough of it for all of our ground, so I'm not sure how we'll get past that. Something like lime if we need, we can figure that one out. That's not too challenging. We can purchase that in fairly large quantities, and yeah, we'll have to see what we can do. It will take a while, but the leases that we got for the new ground, for example, there, You know, that is a long-term lease. So the idea is that you can invest in the ground now and then you'll still be able to reap the rewards 3, 4, 5 years down the line. Well, silly, that is the plan. All right, well, we'll just get these dropped in here for the sheep anyway. Actually, let's spin around a little bit. Like I say, plenty of grass here as well. Some of the grass isn't the best quality. We know this hay is good, so we'll give them this anyway. And they should be happy and content. All right. Yeah, I think what we'll do, because it's a bit of a quiet old day here, we'll probably look to take the Ford up to South Healy again. Get that all taken care of there. I think we'll probably stick a bale of hay in from here, though, because there aren't too many bales up there yet. And then we can see from there. That should be good enough to get us going. And then, yeah, sheep gonna be moved around. We will be off the fields, but we'll get a little bit of work done here and there. Hopefully, by the time you're next with us, we'll have some form of the satellite yard set up there. I'm not sure when the calves are arriving. We'll wait and see. But I will no doubt be told as and when I need to know. And then we can see from there, really. But yeah, lots happening still. Watch my own shed. Watch the rented tractor as well. I do think that case looks nicer than the New Holland, I must say. Let me know what your thoughts are down below as to which one you prefer. Because yeah, lots of factors being taken in as to which one would be the right option for us, and we will have to just see how that goes. But yeah, you know, plenty of decisions to be made there financially as well. And when we are able to sign and get that all sorted out there, we will. But like I say, one more tractor to try. And then I'm going to have a look at the auction soonish, hopefully, to see if I can figure out what the next purchase bit of equipment I'll be purchasing will be, because that's all very exciting too. For right now, though, well, we'll leave it here, and we will see. And yeah, really, we'll leave it here for right now. It's miserable. Hopefully, when you next come back to us, we will be in the combine, and we'll be able to get this wheat finished off there, because I really want to get that out of the fields. But yeah, ultimately, right now, just a lot of sheep work to do, a lot of livestock work to move around. Here's Bungle back as well with the first load of sheep, and we're going to be putting those straight on into there, I think. So you join me in the combine on what is a very cloudy evening in September. Harvest has dragged on. We haven't got much left to go. We're almost in the corner, but the weather has been awful, and we've really struggled to get anything done of any material matter, really. And we're just trying to get through the last of the wheat at the minute there. We've been on and off. It took 3 attempts to get the field done over at South Healy, and we've got 1 field left that we're going to try and salvage right about now, and then that's all the wheat done. Then we've just got a couple of fields of linseed left to go, and hopefully that we can be looking at the end of it, and the field of soybeans as well there. But ultimately, it's just been an absolute pain. So it is what it is. This is a summer that we're trying to get used to these days, and we will see how we get on. Squeeze through there. That's about us. And yeah, Bungle's up ahead. He's already pulled in the tractor with the header trailer on, so we can get going. It's been on and off. Like I said, it's been really wet. We haven't been able to do much in the fields at all. We've got to the point where we've cleared the bales where we can. There's still a few bales to straw out because the fields are still unpassable at the moment. There's still some bales or some fields that need to be baled as well. So when that happens, who knows? But we will try and hope that a little bit of sunshine that we've got coming up there will get a bit better, and that'll allow us to push on a little bit further there, hopefully. But you know, it's all up in the air, really, and we'll just have to see. Oh, watch that there. See how it goes. This field we're coming into is nowhere near where it should be. Ideally, we would like to have had it cleared a few weeks back, but it's just been too damp. Right now, we're at about 16%, 16.5 at best, I think, in spots. Tested it this morning there, and it was still in the 18s. So hopefully, it's in a position now that we can get it. It's gonna have to go through the dryer when it goes over to the grain store, and we'll take a hit for that, no doubt. But you know, it's what we've got to do to get this field cleared, I would say. That's the best option we can have. There's Bungle now. There, we'll see. Like I say, the last field of wheat that we have to go into, and there's a couple more fields. There's one big field over the other side of the farm here, and then we've got soybeans and a field of linseed as well up at South Healy as well. But I'm gonna get this all plugged in and set up, and then we'll try and get ourselves in and around and see what this field's gonna be looking like. All right, well, Bungle has kindly hooked us all up there. I think we'll just I don't know if I get a bit further back or not. Can't really see all that well. A bit more of an angle that way so we can get ourselves out and let Bongo just reverse back up the drive so we can get into the field. That'll about do us there, I reckon. Alright, let's have a quick chat and get ourselves away. Get myself right in the bush here. Oh, can't get out. Ow, ow. There you go. Well, Bongo, this is it. We're in the last of the wheat. Well, about blooming time as well. I'm sick of this harvest. You are telling me. One field of wheat left, a couple of fields of soybeans and linseed, and that's us done. Well, I'm not sure what they'll be like now. It's been so miserable, but we can only hope. Absolutely, absolutely. I don't know how well we're going to travel here, but I haven't even been into the field to see, but we'll have to fingers crossed and hope for the best. And then we'll just try and get us all cleared up there. It's going to be pretty poor going. Yeah, you're not wrong. Aye, not going to be fun, but here we are. We'll have to keep pushing through. That's British harvest for you. It is indeed. Do you want to shift this up there, out of the way? And we will, or I'll get myself in here and get going, and we can see what it's going to look like. And I guess one trailer for now. Uncle's a bit busy, so it'll just be you, Carton. Yep, just me for now. We'll see how we get on. The others are away looking at calves and getting them all set up over at South Healy. Indeed. All right, well, you pull that forward back, and I will get this thing going. Just miserable. This combine's great. One thing I would say is that because we've got the bigger combine, actually I just need to check something here. Before we get the, now we've got the big combine, when we do get going, we can clear a lot more ground than we were available to already. No, I do have a belt I just want to tighten up a little bit around here. I think we should be good there. Back over we go. Not much room to get through here. Looks like Bongo has shifted. Fantastic. All right, so... Alright, we are going to swath the straw. Whether or not we'll actually get to bale it like some of the other stuff, who knows, but we'll give it the best shot. We will be carting most of this stuff as well. We're going to be carting most of this stuff up to South Healy. Our shed here is now full. The one field that we were able to get done is, or was, sorry, the field over the back of the buildings over there. So that has been cleared. Made a little bit of a mess doing so in spots as well, but it's been cleared. That's the main thing, and that will mean that now any other bales will go up to the shed. The lambing shed has been emptied. The sheep are down here, so that's all looking good. We can start to stack bales in there, and then probably end up putting machinery in there as well, because we do run out of space quite often. And yeah, so that's going to be a nice change around. The calves are looking to come in very shortly. I know Uncle was saying there that Uncle and Cousin are fiddling around with livestock up at South Healy today. Again, just taking the opportunity whilst it's relatively dry to do so. We'll see, but otherwise, no, they're looking good. Managed to get the hay cleared on the new ground as well. Again, that took a bit of time, but everything's just being delayed and problematic at the moment because of this weather. But hopefully we'll get a decent start to cultivations. We need to get the plow going soon, but we have to wait because we need to put some spread some muck onto the fields among other stuff as well. So there's a lot that we need to get taken care of, and we're going to be touching on that a little bit later, actually. But for right now, at least, we're into the field, and we're just going to see how we get on here and see if we can get this all taken care of. And then, like I say, the linseed's probably ready to go. We can get straight on into that if we need to. That'll probably be a thing for tomorrow, I'd reckon. Or at least if we can get this, as soon as we get this combine done down here, we'll get the combine shifted. That's going to take a little bit of adjustment on the combine to get it ready to go, and it's quite a rough crop to harvest, so we need to be aware of that and cognizant of that and get everything set up ready to go. But ultimately, yeah, it's coming along. It's just an absolute pain, frankly, an absolute pain. This field here is not too bad, not too wet. It is a bit of a heavier field there, but it's still not too bad. It's well drained. It was a while ago. There's a big pond in the corner here, which is why it's so well drained and looks so good. But yeah, we'll see. The yield wise, I'm not sure. When we tested it, we were losing out quite a lot for various different proteins across the board because it was just so a bit too late, really. So quality of the grain's not great. Usually this would go away for like a milling for flour or for biscuits, but not so much anymore. It's probably going to end up in animal feed regrettably, but we'll see. We will see. Yeah, so we're just going to keep cracking along and see how we get on here, really. Hopefully, the end is in sight. Well then, folks, we are in the last strip in the corner here now, and this field is done. Surprisingly, yields are pretty good. which has been the outlier for this harvest. But we're about done here. And then we're going to fill up the trailer, which Bungle's waiting to take away over there. And then we're all set, really. So that's going to be quite exciting to get this all done and dusted. And like I say, we can then move on. We're not going to do anything else this evening with harvesting. Nothing else is fit. And also, we're just going to leave it be. Try and... Weather's supposed to be manageable for the next few days. So hopefully, that'll mean that the fields can dry out a little bit more as well. So we'll see. But good amount of straw in here as well, which is always important. Good looking field to get done and dusted. And we will just go and fill up the rest of the trailer, top this off, and go. It's been 2 loads away from here so far. Well, about a full tank load and a bit. So probably 2 3/4 loads, I'd say, all in. As Bungle just done watching. Let's get this all filled up here, ready to go. And yeah, like I say, from initial tests, the quality is not great. We just have to live with that and move on. You know, just chalk it down to a bad year. I always budget based off of animal grade wheat anyway, and then if you manage to get it up to that high level there, then you make a little bit more money, so that's all good. But yeah, it's a bit trash really. But anyway, let's get Bungle away here, and then we're going to clean down the combine a bit and get this header dropped off. We'll probably... I don't like leaving the combine in the field where I can avoid it, so we might just take it on over the road. But let's get Bungle away. And alright. There he goes. That'll take him a little bit of time to get up there, but we will leave him to do his thing. Nice and handily, which is great. So, he's been ticking along backwards and forwards there. A little bit of a delay to get all the way back, but it's fine. We're stretched a bit today anyway, so we'll make it work. Look at this. The sun is still out. Amazing. Not a drop of rain today, which is a contrast to the best part 10 days, really. All right then, let's get this all dropped off though, shall we? Should have uncoupled the pipes and the PTO shaft wires down there, but we didn't. I like to leave the header on the trailer here as well because it prevents someone from stealing the wheels. As daft as that sounds, it has happened. So we will do our best here. Get this squared up a bit more. Header trailer is slightly longer than the header, and that's slightly longer than it needs to be, but this gives us a little bit more space to maneuver here. All right. There you go. Take those out. We're all looking good. In need of a wash at some stage, but it's not going to get one until we finish here, though. Back a touch there, I think. Awesome. All right, then. Oh, get on. Auger put in. And that's us pretty much done here, really. Like I say, we're just going to shove this up in the yard there somewhere. And then we're going to have a look at some of the new machinery that I've actually bought myself. I was mentioning in our last update that I've taken the decision to actually purchase some new equipment on my own. Reason for that is it kind of helps in the long run with the business transition and you know, how that's going to look from a financial point of view if I can actually own everything myself. So that's what we've gone and done. So that's pretty cool. Now, what we do need to do though is sneak our way through here. Easily does it. This is quite a tight turn. What we'll probably have to do here is put a bit of a cut in where I can. Or in fact, no, we'll get out and then we'll just swing it back. Trusting no one's going to be there. Alright, just take our time with that. Perfect. We'll go and just stick ourselves up here and we'll see how we can get on, what that looks like. Not much has changed up here really. The sheep are settling in, and like I say, a lot of field work that's outstanding to be done that we just have not touched at all because it's just been miserably wet. So we'll have to get onto that when we can. But really, we'll just stick this into here. Ooh, get through there. Do it for the time being. I might just actually stick this in the field there. I'll do it. Nicely does it. Nice and straight. Okay, perfect. All right, well, we'll leave it there. So, as I mentioned there, we recently bought some new equipment, and we're going to have a quick look into it now. We need to tidy up this muck around here as well. I knocked it over the edge there last time around. So we need to get that tidied up. I managed to spread one whole load of slurry since we brought the tanker down here. So we need to just wait for things to dry up a little bit. So we should be good now. Cattle looking good. And in here is our first bit of equipment. We've got this down here because we're going to need that very soon. Actually, we've got to swap the telehandlers around. Bungle's thinking about something with that as well. He's been talking about an upgrade. Not for this one, but we'll see. I don't know if we can afford it. We'll have to do some numbers. This is mine. This is one of our bits of equipment. It's a brand new front press. We're trying to speed up our operation a little bit when it comes to some of our heavier ground. We bought the power harrow you just seen recently when we picked that one up. But this is just another little option as well, which we're going to be able to use and have a little bit more of a streamlined and efficient operation. It's a 3-meter wide press. It's nice and basic, straightforward, but we've never had one before, and now we do. And this bit's really quite exciting. That's going to work in unison with our new drill. Look at this. I'm very excited about this. This is obviously Lemken. It's 4-meter wide drill. We've never had a 4-meter drill before. And that's obviously our new power harrow, a 3-meter wide power harrow that will go ahead of us. But yeah, this is just going to be superb to see in action there. Really, really pleased about this. We bought it second hand. It came through a dealership down south, just outside Lincolnshire actually. And it's a very nice drill. And it's got all the bells and whistles there. But there's one elephant in the room with this, and it is that all of our tractors here are too small to pull it or to use it. And we've been demoing larger machines, and we've discussed that at length about what we're going to look to do with those. And we've made a decision. We've actually bought a new tractor. It hasn't arrived yet. It's coming next week, I think, or in the next few days certainly. And you'll see what that is, and that will be more than capable of pulling this this combination. And the press on the front there as well. This can function with the GPS unit on the tractor as well there, so we'll have variable rate application and drilling and planting, which is going to be great. Really, really looking forward to it there. So we can really start to step up our arable side of things. It's a bit wider, obviously a meter wider there, so our output will be increased. We've thought and discussed about going for different types of drills, you know, be it direct drills or min tillage drills, or even zero till drills to some extent, but some of our land is shockingly heavy and it just wouldn't go too well. So for now, at least, this will be the next step. We will have to think about other options as well. And one thing we might have to think about sooner rather than later is that we've got a 4-meter drill there and an old 4-furrow plow. So either Cousin's going to have to get well ahead of us with a plow, or we're going to have to think of other options there as well. So, but anyway, that's a different discussion. We're hoping if it starts to dry up soon that we'll get a good solid few days plowing ahead of us. But you know, that's an option there between Dad, who likes to do a bit of plowing, and Cousin as well. We'll see what that looks like, but it's gonna be tight. I'm hoping as well that I can get a bit of a head start, because I'm gonna be driving the drill on what's essentially gonna be my new tractor, the new tractor we've got there. And I will be looking to drive that one, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, 2 new bits of kit to the farm. Really exciting about that, and there's gonna be a big week of new arrivals next week as well, which we're gonna look into obviously next week. So if that tractor arrives at the same time, then that will be brilliant. So we'll keep you updated with that. Oh, and that's my phone ringing. Who is this? Oh, it's Bungle. What does he need? Hello.
Hello, son. Are we expecting that lime to come today?
We were hopefully expecting that lime today, yes.
Aye, well, I think it's on its way down here now. I'm at the dryers. I've just passed 4 big trucks coming down with what looks like lime in the back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. If there's 4 of them, that could well be us. We are expecting quite a bit, so it's a start at least. How far away were they?
Well, they were going at some speed, so there won't be too long till they get here. So you better get ready to go and show them where they're tipping that, otherwise they'll have no idea.
Right, yeah, because we're going to have to get them sorted out in the village. Oh, Lord. That's going to be fun. All right, I will go and have a look then, and we'll see if we can get them all up to scratch here.
Just need to make sure we get them in and out, and we don't cause too much trouble down there.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, righto.
Right, well, we need to go and use the Mapro here. We've got a bit of a delivery arriving, and a few issues with that delivery, which we'll fill you in with when we get down there. So, to the Mapro, I think. All right, so we are receiving quite a very large delivery of lime today. As part of the next step for us sorting out some of our fields following the visit of our friendly agronomist. They've organized for us to get quite a bit of lime coming in, with the aim of us putting about 1.5 tons per acre for an average. some cases there where it's really bad, we are going to be looking at putting about 2 ton an acre on there. So, but we need to get some lime. Now, the problem being with that is that, like I've mentioned, some of our ground is just so wet that these are coming in, well, I think are going to be about 20 ton trucks, and there's just no way that you'd be able to get a fully laden 20 ton, I think it's 4-axle truck onto one of our fields there, and then especially not about 4 or 5 of them. So we've got a load coming in. We've sorted out someone in the village who owns some land that's not being used for anything, and they very generously agreed to, oh, blooming they're there already, allow us to store it on there just for maybe a week or so until we can get it spread. We're getting a contractor to come in and do the spreading for us, which will be fine. We're going to cause some trouble in this village, I can just see it, so we're going to have to try and plan this out where possible. And it looks like the trucks are there. What's going on? They got stopped because I just don't think they knew where they were going. Oh, right then. Let's just go and see. We're going to go around the corner there, and I'll probably get this fella just to follow me, I reckon. All right, let's see if we can talk to them. All right, so they're going to come follow me, I do believe. This should be interesting. We need to go just around the corner here, I think. All right, well, quick chat with them. They're going to follow me, I think, is the plan. Hopefully, we're not blocking the traffic up too much, which we probably are. But we're just going to sneak through the village here. Conscious that we don't want to bring... Well, we have to bring rolling trucks through here, really, with lime in, because otherwise this is not going to work. So that's something we have to be aware of there. However, we'll get them all tipped in here now, and then, like I say, we won't be spreading it for a week or so. We're due some nicer weather. By nicer, I mean just not raining, and if we can get that, then we'll be okay. And the lime spreader that'll arrive will no doubt have huge big tires on there and be pretty light from a compaction standpoint, and we can only hope that it doesn't want to dig in too much, but we'll see. So we're going to tip in here anyway. This is, like I say, a neighborhood plot of land. It's like a gravelly, stony muck on the bottom there. Hopefully we'll be okay in there. It looks dry enough, miraculously, but mainly stone in here. So we'll get these trucks in, and then maybe even just one at a time, get them tipped up there. I'm going to push this up a little bit, just tidy it up, and like we promised we would do for the landowner, and we'll see how we get on. All right, hopefully he's coming here any minute. This land has always been available for development there. No one's actually gone to it there anytime soon and done anything with it. I don't know if it's permits or greenbelt or what, but it is very much limited. And like I say, we can only hope that... there he is. Oh, he came in there quick, did he ever? Good lord, he's a bit of a hooligan, that one. He's flying through there. We will see where he's going to go. I just told him to spin into here and turn around. Absolutely wild man driving that truck. I didn't want to slow down there at all. Surprised he hasn't ripped out a gate. But yeah, we'll get them in, get these other ones in here, and we get these all tipped in the way. But yeah, so that's going to be part of the plan. All a bit busy, but we'll just try and get this all sorted out, and we'll come back with a last little update here. All right, there goes number 2 away there. It's got his back door open still, incredibly. Well, this is the first start of it, at least. There's a few trailer loads live there, and yeah, we should start to get... I think we got... I don't know how many more we got, really. That's going to be, well, the best part of about... 80 ton, give or take. And then we will need quite a bit more. We've got all of the land down here at Baling to do, and a little bit more up at South Healy as well. So lots for us to get cracked along with there. They're apparently coming with another load tonight, although they don't need me here for that. But hopefully only one more load each. They're coming from about half an hour away. There'll be about an hour round trip and a bit more to fill back up there as well. So yeah, what we're going to do is sign some paperwork, and then we'll get these both away, I reckon. All right, and there goes the last one. All right, so paperwork's will sign. This is going to cost us a fortune just for the lime alone. And we're still trying to figure out what we can do for digestate, because we don't have enough of our own farmyard manure to cover everywhere. Oh lord, is that a heavy load. So yeah, we'll have to see what that looks like. There is a contractor coming to spread this as well. We did think about doing it ourselves and hiring in a spreader to do so, but the time it's going to take for a one-man operation when you can hire in these guys with a big old beast, and they'll do it for us. Because like you can see, this telehandler, that's a heavy load of lime in the front there, so we'll probably just leave that to itself and into its own devices. Hopefully the neighbors won't be too upset with trucks coming in time after time, but I fancy I'm going to get a phone call complaining about this soon at some point. And we'll see. It's a quieter end of the village, just the same that these trucks have to come rolling through. But we're doing it at a time where hopefully, as you can see, the roads are quite quiet. But yeah, that's another step that we're trying to take, another big investment into some of our ground to make it a little bit more viable. And we'll see, hopefully, if that gamble pays off at some point. We'll just cross over through there. No doubt Bungle should be coming back fairly shortly. We are going to just potter on around the farm here, see what the ground's looking like in places, and see if we can get a bit of muck taken out there as well, just to get that out of the yard, I would imagine. So we'll get going and we'll see how we get on. So we're starting to actually get some bales brought back in from the stubble field. This has been far too wet for too long. It is still a bit sticky underfoot, so we're just taking it slowly. But we're going to take this up to South Healy here, and then Cousin can bring the loader up and get this unloaded in his own time. He's just trying to move some bales around from the wetter parts of the field there at the minute. It has been a little bit drier. It's still not dry enough to get on with anything too crazy, but it's improving, which is always a good sign. Hopefully that'll continue for the next couple of days, and then we'll be able to get on with earnest really. And have a look at some cultivation work, and hopefully as well get that combine in to finish off the linseed that we have here and over at Benridge, and then the beans that we have up on the hill. But yeah, ultimately, yeah, we're trying to do what we can. There's baling still to be done. We can't get on with that at the moment because we've run out of net wrap, and we're waiting for the next lot to arrive, hopefully soon, next couple of days, which should give that a little bit more time to dry out there, and we'll be looking good. So yeah, lots of little odds and ends today, just to get it all done. What we're going to do with this is actually just park this somewhere, probably just with the nose sticking down the side here, because all of this is going to go into the shed here, now that we've got the space to do it, and we'll be able to get that all stacked in there with ease, and get a few other bits and pieces in there too. But let's just push that back a little bit more. Fantastic. And we'll leave it there. Yeah, like I say, so this is going to be the first load that's going to come on in, and plenty of room in which to stack it all into here, probably along that far side. And then yeah, we've got space. We'll be having a few piles of seed coming up as well shortly, and a few other bits and pieces we'll put into here, and the machinery storage space as well will always be vital because we don't have that much of it across the two farms in reality. But yeah, like I say, tractor's stuck. We can't really do too much with that at the minute. We're just gonna wait. Hopefully we can get going the next day or two with that, because we need to get these fields. There's this field left to bale, and then the big field of wheat that we did down at Benridge as well. We get those two done, and then we can actually start to get a little bit more ground turned over as well, which is going to be the plan. But today's quite exciting. We've got a day of new arrivals today, so we're going to take the truck and we're going to go and have a look at the calves that we've finally had delivered. Uncle's up there now with the feeder wagon, and we're going to just check in on them and see what they're looking like, and you know, walk through this satellite pen that we're using, and you know, there's a lot of good things happening there, so we're just gonna have a quick peek in, and we will take this truck here. And we'll go, it's only just around the corner, so it's really not too far at all, but it'll just allow us to go and have a bit of a look in. It's quite exciting. I haven't done too much with it up there. I know of the pens themselves there, they've been around for a while. But it's going to be nice, yeah, just to check in and see, and have a look at the calves as well that we've got. I'm not sure how many we received. I think it's around 25 or something, but maybe I'm wrong. Uncle will fill us in on that one. He's very excited and eagerly awaiting the next delivery, which I think is not going to be for a little bit, but it's all a good sign now. A little bit more space to work in as well, and we'll be it's going to be an interesting season for our finishing cattle, and we'll see how that gets on. But yeah, it's going to be rather exciting to see. Really, there's not too much else to report. We've just been waiting for this weather. Really, it's been dry now for about 3 days, 4 days, which is good. We just need a few more days because some of the fields were wet, but it's starting to get really damp in the mornings and in the evenings, which is hammering us for trying to get the combining done. So we'll have to see how that goes. Around the corner we go and up the hill. So yeah, it's really not far away from South Ely for this yard, which is handy. Can keep an easy eye on everything, and it's not a problem at all. And then obviously we're in these fields up here anyway. This is the last field of beans that we have up here to get through. And then that's probably the last thing on our list. As you can well see, they are not close. So we'll be hanging around a little bit waiting for those. Ah, there he is. Wonderful stuff. Let's just go and get this gate opened up and see what's happening. All right. Looks like he's feeding them up there, and then yeah, in we come to our little storage yard here, the satellite cattle yard here, which I think is a lovely little tiny pen. This is built by another landowner, and he used to use it himself, but has since just been leasing out to people, really. And here you all are. Look at all these. All right, looks like you might have finished there. Let's just have a chat with Uncle there and see what he's thinking. Now then, what have we got here?
35 Aberdeen Angus calves, fresh as the morning dew. Quite the handsome bunch, if I do say so myself.
Absolutely. So what's the plan with all these boys then?
Got ourselves a bit of a timetable here. We'll keep this lot for anywhere from 10 to the 13 months. There'll be regular health checks, weighing, the whole shebang. Can't afford any slacking off now, can we?
No, we absolutely can't. Interesting. And then I see you've just finished feeding them up there. Any changes to what we're feeding them at the moment, or is that going to be staying the same?
Yep, it'll be a protein-heavy diet with forage, sugars, and digestible fibre. The mixing wagon is going to come into its own here.
Yeah, from what I've seen, the cost of importing some of these things can make it quite prohibitive.
Achieving the right balance is crucial, but the trick will be managing our crop rotation to grow everything on the farm for the years to come. Speaking of cultivations, how's the contractor going down at Belham?
Yeah, not too bad. He seems to be travelling quite well from what I've heard. I'm going to swing down there now and have a look and see what's happening, how it's getting on. But ultimately, yeah, I think it's going okay. There's a lot of ground still to cover, some of the heavier ground that he's not gone to yet, but we'll see. And yeah, hopefully we continue to get that covered. I think I'll be going off to grab a muck spreader sooner rather than later as well from NGS, so we can think about getting going over there as well and start getting some of this cattle muck spread.
Has the new tractor arrived?
It has. It's down at Baling. We're going to go and have a look at it now, and not too much to do with it until this weather dries out, but hopefully we'll get going with it sooner rather than later. Speaking of which, I should probably get going, so I will leave you here with this lot. They're looking great. Can't wait to see the rest of them arrive. And we will see how we get done. So I'll catch you then.
Sounds good. See you then.
Very nice. So yeah, 35 there so far. Another 20 odd or so to arrive. They're looking pretty good, I must say so. Very, very happy to see them. So that's good. We will leave them be. And we're going to just jump on into our truck now and get going. But yeah, it's nice to see them, really. Now, you will have heard... unclassing there about the new tractor, and it is down at Baling. We're going to go and have a look at that now, and we're going to just get a few bits and pieces done down there. We're also going to check in on a contractor who should be spreading lime. If you remember in the last video, if you saw, we had a lot of lorries of lime coming in. We had a load more coming in from that point onwards, which means that now we're causing even more disruption in the village, because we're going from where we're tipping it to where it's been spread with a huge big spreader, mammoth thing. So we will have to see how we get on with that, and hopefully, yeah, like I say, we will be able to get everything covered. It's going to take a day or so after today, and then we'll be able to get all the land covered. That allows us to get into the plough with some ground, and then we've got a bit of muck to spread in other fields that really need a bit more organic matter introduced, and we'll see what that looks like as well. That grass is really starting to come on there. That's one thing that's been looking quite good from all this weather we've had, is that the grass is really starting to look a lot better for itself. Anyway, off we go. Over the little bridge and far away. Yeah, we're going to go down to Baling. We'll just make sure that everything's looking good with the contractor. Have your guesses in the comments if you think you know which tractor we ended up going for there. A few people have been asking, and I've been keeping it a bit of a secret, but we've received it, and we're going to walk you through why we went for this model. Why I went for this brand, and ultimately what the plan is as well. We've got a new drill. It's not been hooked up to the drill yet. It's going to probably do a bit of muck spreading and then go onto the drill, and that will give Hopefully give cousin a little bit of time, or probably I think it's gonna be cousin or dad, likely dad actually, who will be jumping onto the plow for a bit just to get us ahead of the game. So Bungle's got some plowing to do, and we'll see how we go. In fact, there I think you can just see the beast of a yellow machine working over there. That is the spreader. It's a huge big traxel thing, or trike of a thing, 3-wheeled beast with a huge spreader on the back, and it's like I say, it's a lot quicker for a contractor to come and do that. Costs us a bit more money, but you know, we can focus on other things, which is you know, you got to figure out where your own time is best spent, and I think we've kind of got it nailed there. But yeah, around the corner we come anyway. So lots of vehicles have been coming in and out there. The villagers have been a little bit upset. We've spoken to a few of them, kept them on side best as we can. But you know, sometimes it's not easy. But they understand, and we're trying to do it during the day, and you know, stop that noise too much coming through in the evening. Oh, there you go. And look at him, there he is. He's away. He's making good ground on another field. Look at the size of that thing. Absolutely massive. It'd be great for to drive one of those all day. So he's got all of the stubble field down here to do, and all of the new ground that we have that's all being cleared now down at Manor Farm as well. So there's a lot to go out there. The grass field down there, we're going to try and get that plowed over sooner rather than later, because ultimately that's ground that we need to get into an arable crop. So we'll see, but yeah, that's probably actually where we'll start with the plowing, I think. Once this has all been spread over here, then we'll get them straight on into that. Be good. Combine sadly has not moved, which is a shame, but here it is. And then I'm going to sling this actually just over here. I've been doing a little bit of clearing up muck around the yard here, fixing a few things like that, but it's all looking good. So yeah, we're getting on. We're doing okay. We are doing all right. There will be more wet weather jobs, probably taking this up to the new farm, up to South Healy, to get everything cleaned up there as well. We've got a bit of a decision to make, because right now we have 5 tractors. We don't need 5 tractors. Obviously the new ones stay in. I think we'll definitely end up keeping the Ford. This is one of the newer of the rest of the fleet, and it's also a 40k box in there as well, so that one will definitely stay, but we're just not sure which one we should try and sell. I think we've kind of come down to the idea that it'll either be the 7810 or the case 956, but we're not sure either way, so we're having a bit of a conversation around that, seeing if there's any interest in either or both of them. I think personally keeping hold of the 7810 just to keep it on the wagon, but also part of me thinks if we keep the slightly larger tractor, it can do a bit more work as well. 4-wheel drive on there too, so we might end up keeping the case 956, but we'll see. And the reason for that is because, well, we've got our brand new tractor, and it's in the shed here, and I'm very excited by it. We have been looking around, as you well know. We've been demoing various different vehicles and various different brands, but we've ended up with another Massey, because of course I have been looking at Masseys for a while, and I've been looking to try and find the right one. I was looking at a few older models, but the value there is flying up really, and we wanted something that was going to be a bit bigger. So the options that we had from a second-hand market or from a much older used market were a little bit too small, about 130, 135 horsepower. We're going up a little bit more. This is 175, and this allows us to, you know, start to build that foundation for larger equipment for us moving forward. Case in point, the big drill behind us there, and then the front press to go onto it. But it's a 7616, and it's an absolute delight of a machine here. We have had to finance it. We couldn't afford to buy this outright. Just too much. But the reason why we went down the Massey route is quite simple. Number one, we've had Masseys for a long time. We like the brand. We're familiar with them. We also get a really great dealer service and support from just down the road there as well. So should anything go wrong, the fit is out in a heartbeat to help us if we can't get to the shop ourselves. It is this. We looked at this. We looked at the New Holland and the case were the 3 that it really came down to. And this one hit the right balance of age, hours, and financing options. Because make no mistake about it, all 3 of those tractors would have had to require financing to purchase it. So we've gone for it. and it's delightful. I absolutely love it. It's gonna be great. It's already all set up for GPS. We have a new subscription starting to make sure that works with Trimble, so that's all going to be dialed in the next day or two, which is going to be great because we're going to use it intensively with our drill there. So it's going to be looking quite good. But yeah, 50k box in there as you well expect. Front linkage, which is working fine. There's no real wear or concerns across it. We're looking at just a shade over 2200 hours, which for a 2016 model is not that bad. I'm quite all right with that. And yeah, so like I say, it's got a good balance in there for us. So we're just going to bring this out the shed a little bit here. And yeah, I just think this is an absolutely delightful tractor. I really do. Now, we've had the Massey's for a while, like I mentioned. Our current Massey there is a 3125. We won't be getting rid of that one because, again, we like that tractor on the plow. It works really well for now, at least, as we got a 4-thrower plow. And we'll see if that continues. But yeah, this was just an absolute delight to have. So like I say, couldn't really go for a different option there once this one became available. Out of the New Holland in the case, I did like them both. They were very similar, and I would probably have gone down to the New Holland out of those two. And we might well keep an eye on one of those or something similar for next year, maybe a little bit smaller horsepower, because we will have to, and we're already discussing another upgrade probably middle of next year there once we start to really kick on, and some of that extra land's going to become available. So we'll need one more bigger tractor just to help with that, and that will probably see the end of the whichever tractor we don't get rid of today. Either the case, I suppose, or the Massey will probably go at that point in time. But that being said, right now, this is really nice for us. This is gonna be my my main machine to drive here, and probably I'll end up doing, using this exclusively, focusing a lot on all of the heavy land work and all the tractor work. Really, we'll try and get as much done with this as possible. We do still, like I say, we'll be looking into different options at some stage or another, but for right now at least, yeah, this will do. It'll allow us to get on with a bit of work, it'll allow us to get this slurry tanker onto here as well, but it's also just comfort and speed and taking us that next step forward. So yeah, we got a new Massey. I'm very pleased with it. Let me know what you think down below, if you like it, or if you thought we'd be going for this option, or what we would take. But ultimately, this is going to be pretty cool. We're going to stick this onto a muck spreader first and get it dirty, I think, and get it working. And I'm going to pick that up tomorrow morning. I think that's coming in, and that's from our local grain store. They also do hiring out of things like spreaders and tankers. So we'll look into that one, which should be rather good, and we'll be able to see what that looks like for us and see how we get on. Join me in my brand new tractor as we are finally getting some use out of it and putting it to work. We are beginning to pick up a muck spreader, and we're going to be taking that back down to Baling so we can get a bit of work done and get some of our fields in shape. It is a busy day. You can see the sun is out and it's looking great, and as a result of a few days of good dry weather there, everything is go right now. We have currently got myself about to go put some muck down here. We've got my uncle is out ahead of me in a plow. He's plowing over a field that we're just going to put into a cover crop and then into beans in the spring. We've got Bungle is in the combine, and then we've also got Cousins actually carting grain today as well. So we're all go because we just need to get ahead of this weather, which has been very spotty and very wet for the last oh god, I know, a week 10 days at this point, but we will make the most of it. So yeah, like I say, lots to do. Hopefully we can get a big pile of muck from the cattle shed spread today, and then that'll give my uncle some more ground to go onto with a plow. The lime contractors have been and gone, they're finished. We got everything covered there, which was great, and it just means that now we can move forward. Those fields that we need to put into a cover crop over the winter, which is a bit of a new scheme that we're going to be working with here. We're going to get drilled pretty quickly actually, and that's a nice easy establishment. We don't even need our big drill for that. Likely we're just going to end up using our grass harrow to do that. We'll work the ground down and put it in with the grass harrow, then just leave it be, and that will be good, and hopefully that can get done in the next couple of days, and then we'll be on to drilling barley and getting ourselves away. Soybeans are being harvested today. They look like they're coming through okay from what I can see, although we were just getting started when I left, so there's probably about a headland a bit done by now, but progress is progress, and I like to hope that we can knock that on the head with the 2 fields of linseed, and then we'll be done. And then, like I say, soybeans are the only field left after that. I think I said soybeans before, but I meant linseed. But It's going through, which is the main thing. Just getting used to this gearbox a little bit on this tractor and see how we go. There's Uncle though, flying along in the 3125, doing a great job. He's plowing that field over. A lot of trash on the top of that field that we are going to bury there as well, but you can see the limes in. Like I say, because we're putting a cover crop into there and then it's going to go into soybeans in the spring, we don't need to worry too much at this moment about putting any more organic matter into there. That's going to be something that we're going to continue to work in as we progress, and that's something that is in the longer term plan. But yeah, we will see how that goes. Come on in. Behind me, I'm towing a beautiful big bunning spreader. It really is quite a big beast. Fits quite nicely onto this Massey, I must say. I'm gonna get it put to work. We've got a good couple of days worth of spreading to do. We've hired this from our grain store. They do a scheme where you can, when you're a member of the grain store there, you can hire a tanker if you need one, or a slurry spreader, but obviously we have our own tanker. We've got to just make sure that we get through here. And we'll push on. Yeah, a lot of weeds growing up because it's been so wet and then the sun come around. There's a lot of weeds growing through. I haven't got the flower yet or anything, so we should be good just to get that sprayed, well, plowed over. This is going to be the next field that we're going to come into, and this is going to be the field that we will start in. Just over yonder there, you can see we've got 2 trailers parked up, and that is the field that Bungle should be in somewhere, cracking along, all being well. But isn't she a beaut? Look at that for a setup. Looking brilliant. Really, really nice indeed. And then we're just going to squeeze through. I'll have to go and walk back over, get the telehandler, and we can get ourselves away here, I should hope. There he is. Let's just stop ourselves about here for now, I reckon. We'll have to get our GPS all sorted out as well and all that good stuff. But for right now, at least, we'll go and take a walk on back there. I'm not sure what that linseed is going to yield at. It's mainly more for a break crop than it is for the yield itself, and trying to venture away from oilseed rape that we've been having there, just because it's so variable with its establishment, and we just don't really like it. So that's the plan, and we'll see what that field yields like. After this, will be going into wheat over there, so we'll see how we get on with that. But yeah, lots to consider there with various different establishment crops. The linseed actually has done pretty well for us over there. Quite a bit of heavier ground, but it's been okay. Anyway, into the map where we go. Bungle went to go and look at the telehandler the other day. Didn't like it. Wasn't worth it. But he is starting to think about it, and main reason is we don't want to replace this one because it's still got a bit of life in the old dog yet. But it's the older JCB that is just a little bit too weak, a little bit too slow. And we're just struggling with it because it means any bigger jobs such as this, we have to bring the Macbro down from South Healy to get it going. So if we can avoid doing that, then of course we want to. But that's a conversation, and we'll continue to look. We're not in a desperate rush for it, but as we continue to do a bit more work and get a bit bigger, we needed to bring this one down to drive on over to shift bales at Baling, because it's just quicker and easier, honestly. So it's something we have to continue to think about. But right now, at least, we'll just use the Macbro where we have to. Get that out a bit there. I hope everything's going well with wherever you are and you're cracking along there looking good. We have, like I say, been able to take advantage a bit of this weather. Prior to this, though, it was just miserable, wet and cold, and not much really we could do at all. But, you know, we're trying to see how we can change that. Oh, it's a bit front heavy again. Like a bit more weight on the back of this Macbro sometimes. I really would. There you go. Let's try and clear all this bit up in the corner. Now, Cousin's on carton duties today there as well, so we're all down here really. The calves over at the new yard have settled in nicely. We have all 50 of them now. The next load arrived, so they're all looking very, very good indeed, and we'll be keeping them there and looking after them. It does mean that Cousin's early duties there do change a little bit, become a little bit busier in terms of having to go around and do multiple rounds of feeding, but he's getting into a rhythm and it seems to be working out for him okay. This spreader is remarkably clean for its age, and also the fact that it's mainly used for a lot of dirty jobs and hide around the place. So you'd imagine it'd be dinged up. It must be well looked after. That, because I was told it's nowhere near new. So anyway, come on, there you go. Back into reverse there. Struggling for a little bit of traction here, but we're doing okay. The speed in which the contractors were able to get this slime spread was quite impressive. We ended up with just a little bit left down at the place where we're tipping there, but we have got someone who's going to come take that away. But ultimately, yeah, from an estimation standpoint, we did pretty well, and without too much disruption either, so that was handy. Very, very pleased about that, and I think so were the villagers, which is the main thing. All right, trying to get on here. It's not making too much of a mess either, given that the ground in places is a little bit soft, but right now at least it's doing okay. All right, you know what? We'll just set about with that. See how we get on. We'll go and set up a GPS line as well, and then we can see how it goes. But yeah. Should be delightful. Why is he stopped over there? No idea. Anyway, all right, let's get ourselves over. No, that doesn't really make a difference to which end I start at, but I think we'll... Oh, looks like they're going over there again. Wonderful. Yeah, we'll start from this side here. Why not? It's the closest. So first thing we need to do is open up the throttle on the back, and then let's see, we'll have to turn on our GPS as well. Try and get that all dialed in here where we can. All right, we should be all set. And away we go. Probably a bit close, sticking a bit into the grass next door there, but that's fine. We'll get it all covered anyway. I'm fine with that. And let's see how we get going here. There goes cousin. Oh, he's in the case there. That's a rough all ride. I'm still undecided as to which tractor we get rid of. Maybe it'll be that one or the 7810. I don't know at the moment, but either or, one of them's gonna have to go. We just don't need 5, and obviously that, you know, we've got some other bits and pieces we'd like to invest into in the coming year, and getting a bit of extra money in there would help no end. So we'll have to think about that, but we will see. Do you know what we'll do as well? We'll probably let's just keep going here, and then we'll just jump on back onto that route over here, because yeah, that's going to be a long old trip back for cousin there, but I'm sure you'll have a great time with it. We'll overlap a little bit here as well, just so we get plenty of coverage there. Looks like we're doing a grand job, but not nice and thick, because we need to. This is one of the worst defended fields that we have here, so we definitely need to absolutely plaster this one. And get some good coverage going, and hopefully, like I say, we can see some improvements in our production for the next coming couple of years. We'll have to keep an eye on this as well, and we are looking into with the local BGA, trying to see if we can get some digestate when they finish their production to put into our soils, but we'll see. It's also nice that we can lease a bit of equipment like this, so we don't need to worry about having to, you know, these things aren't cheap anymore, buying in a spreader here, especially one as large as this. It can cover as much ground in a single day, so being able to lease one out there is great. So hopefully we can continue to do so. We're just going to let this work its way through. Depending upon how far we get, we'll get this field done, and we'll get the field over on the other side of the farm done as well, and we can see where that goes. Maybe the field that bungles in there, but for some reason he's baling the straw here, apparently. I didn't think that was part of the plan, and I thought we were going to chop that and put it straight back in there, but I don't know, he's put the baler, the swathing mode on, so we're going to be having to go in there soon again, so that's interesting. Look forward to discussing that with him. Straw, I just didn't think linseed straw was very good. Unless he's hoping that, you know, it's going to be a tough year for straw and someone else is going to want some. I don't know, but, you know, sometimes you're left wondering. All right. Yeah, it's good to get him in the combine now and get him out of the way and out of mischief. That's one good thing, I suppose. And hopefully, looks like we're about done here. That's going to work out quite nicely. We'll get this all filled up again, and we will continue and see how we get going through here. But yeah, good old day to get some work done today. Very, very happy with the weather conditions and that we're able to actually get a bit caught up. And you know what, as we're here, we're probably just going to knock it off anyway. And then we can just continue. Nice and easy. Loving the Massey though, it's looking great. Shame I'm going to get it dirty, but it's looking good. Why is it when everything seems to be going just fine, something comes up? That's exactly what's happened now, and I don't know quite what's going on, but we're going to go and have a look. We were expecting to have a delivery driver arrive today up at South Healy, and he's going to drop some pallets of bale net wrap off, and also a few bags of seed, and he's given me a call. He sounded quite disappointed and distraught, and we're going to find out why, because he says he had a bit of an accident, which is less than ideal. So let's, he said he had a bit of an accident coming off the road his first time coming up here, and there is indeed his truck. So what has happened here? Let's see, get some hazard lights on here, I suppose. We'll just stick it into here for now. Well, this does look far from ideal. What in the world? What has happened here, my friend?
Alright, mate. I'm so sorry. I've got myself into a bit of a mess here.
Yeah, you've had a bit of a slide off down the slope as well. I've never seen that happen before.
I just came in with a little too much speed. Then the ramp took me by surprise. I then tried to get out and made it even worse. It was too late to do anything by the time it had happened.
And it's got worse when you try to correct it. Are you actually stuck off the front here? Oh, Lord. Oh, I'm getting wet. Oh, okay. Oh, that's your issue then.
If you could try and push the back end over a bit, I may have half a chance of getting out.
Okay, I can try. I think what I might have to try, your truck's gonna get a bit damaged here, I think. I don't have anything I can tow with. That's the problem. I can try and put the Macro forks maybe on this side and see if we can push you back straight, and then you might be able to reverse off that hook. Alright, we'll give that a go. Oh, Lord. So I'm just going to open this gate up first. We'll come into this paddock. We'll try and just scoot it around. Maybe see if we can push against the... fork. Do I take the fork off and just push against the loader? We might try that. I was quite happily spreading muck there. Everything was going well. Never always stays the same. There's always something. Yeah, I don't want to damage the forks, or that's the problem. If I take those off and just use the headstock of the loader, I might get a bit more strength just through that. We'll give that a go. Because what's happened, I think, when he came around the corner with too much speed, his front end started going towards the side of the bridge, so he tried to reverse out, and I guess it's a bit slippy or something, a bit greasy, and he's just skidded into the side even more. So all less than ideal things. But what am I hitting there? Am I pushing for something I can push on? Maybe. Okay, so maybe want to go back and up a little bit. Might give us half a chance. Ooh, you bump. That's close. No, well, he's gonna have to explain to do the boss with this one. It seemed to move a little bit. It gave me a wave just to continue there. See that? That's where he's got the problem. He needs to come straight back at that, and he's got half a chance, I reckon. Half a chance. That seems to... There you go. I'll give him a try to see if he can move back at that. Why am I coming this way? What am I doing? Oh, Lord. Oh, I think he's good, actually. He might be back on. I think we're good.
Oh, nice one, mate. That's brilliant.
All right, let me just get onto the road. Then he's going to try and pull himself back. Shift this out the way. And hopefully, yeah, that will get him back on the right track there. Without causing too much damage. Let's make sure nothing comes down here. All right. I think we're good. I think he's made it. So we will take it. Good Lord. Well, we're through at least. That's the one thing. We're going to let him go and drive up to the front. Well, I'm going to go up there and make sure we unload him so we don't see any more of these issues happen, because Lord only knows it's probable. And then we should be good to go. We'll leave it here for now. And I'll have to go and probably fill in some paperwork for that. Just keep HC happy. And we'll see how it goes from there. Just another day on the farm, I suppose. But thank you very much for joining me on today's episode of My Farming Life. If you have enjoyed, please do feel free to hit that like button. Subscribe for more from Simulation for the Nation. We'll see you all in the next one. Till then, do stay safe. Enjoy what you're doing as always. And we'll catch you later.